Hello, what's up? What up, Thrustavius? How's it going? All right, Jonas Slocum. Whoa, it's a member stream almost right now, isn't it? It's not a member stream, by the way. Everybody's welcome. Bel Ami, what's up? All right. Let me go ahead and start grabbing chat so we can see that on the stream. Give me just a second here. What? What? All right, let's go to. It's actually showing the wrong thing right now. That's okay though. You guys can see my search history. I just searched for what I just actually put up there on the stream. YouTube. All right, hold on. I want to get the chat. I wonder if I can capture the chat window. Hold on. Let me check something. Add. Oh, there it is. Properties. No, why can't it? Wish I could just capture my own chat. That would be way nicer. All right, give me a second, guys. All right. There we go. YouTube. That's what we want to. Nope. All right. Oh, look, there we go. I see my own. Okay, don't play. Gotta pop the chat box out. Pop out chat. We gotta shrink it down so it's not gigantor. Rogelio Castillo. Oh, wait. Oh, and there's like the last part of your name there. Aquavecu. What's up? How's it going, man? All right. All right, just give me a second here. All right. All right. Select. What? Okay, cancel. Let's go back and try it again. Properties. New Google Chat. Okay. Now let's slide that up to the top. Chat cap. Chat cap. Sick, bro. All right. Oh, it's a little bit too big. We gotta fix that window a little bit. It's way too big. Edit transform. Bring down the top by about 250 pixels. Okay, there we go. No. Okay, hold on. We can make it a little bit bigger. It's a little bit too tiny. There we go. That's about right. All right, now let me put myself in front because I'm the most important person. Just joking. Okay. What's up, Richard Copeland? Dude, I watched the last episode of this earlier today and was hyped since. Part 1 was wild. Kudos to your son as well for coming in clutch with the translation. I'll tell him you said thank you right now. Maki, everyone said thank you for translating the stuff we saw yesterday on screen. Okay, cool. You deserve props, bud. All right, here we go. All right. Hard for me to watch you live usually, but I really enjoy your streams. From Chile, by the way. Nice, bud. When I was in college, I had a girlfriend from Chile. All right, doing all right. Working right now. Only have like 20 stops left. Oh, sick. Okay, you're at work while you got this playing. Cool. I hope I give you some good entertainment to listen to. My advice is if anybody's baby goes running outside of your apartment, don't try to chase the baby down and deliver it. Also, don't spend too much time finding random cans in the street, okay? I've learned a little bit of this from being a night delivery man myself. All right, let's see here. Let's open this back up. All right. I do actually talk about night delivery in my first. Oh, wait, I shrunk that way too much. Hold on. There we go. That's like a good sort of fit. We'll move. Okay. Is everybody good? If everybody's okay, I'm gonna start the movie. Can everybody hear me okay? All right. know if it's too loud.
Kurosawa is a city
Oh,
of
sorry.
Japan which is located in the west of Saitama, neighbouring Japanese capital city Tokyo. This city is famous for the Seibu Dome, where Mr. Matsuzaka, belonging to Boston Red Sox, played many brilliant games. Today, many boys strive to become a great baseball player like...
Okay. Sorry, I should have announced this before we even got started. I'm just hitting play without even like giving anybody a heads up as to what we're doing. Okay, so this is part 2. Don't worry, you don't really need to see part 1 to enjoy this movie with us. If you weren't here yesterday to watch it, pretty much what we're watching is this is a movie that is a mockumentary. It is a horror film, but you're not going to be like grossed out or anything like that. Don't worry, I wouldn't show stuff like that to my viewers anyway. I wouldn't force anybody to watch something like that. This is based on a fake mockumentary about documenting a large family in Japan, and it is called Psycho, the Large Family, which roughly translates to "Damn, that's a big family." Well, I just dropped my phone, sorry. Really, though, I mean, Psycho more so translates to like amazing, incredible, super, wow, wow, wow. So this time, guys, we have a English host, a British host, which it's kind of weird. The first one, it's just all in Japanese, and they're documenting it in Japan. And with this one, she's traveled from, apparently, obviously she's British. You can tell by the accent. Well, actually, she may actually be Scottish or Irish. I don't really know. But she's from the UK. We'll say that. How about that? Although, if you read the movie description, it says Canadian documentary maker interviews family. So I guess she's supposed to be Canadian, but like just so you guys know, most Japanese people can't hear the difference between a British speaker and like an American speaker or a Canadian speaker. Like they can't hear that difference. It all just sounds like the same English to them. This is her coming to Japan to document this family and just talk about, wow, this is really wild that they have such a large family in Japan. Yesterday we watched part 1, which was documenting the family from a Japanese perspective, like a Japanese documentary crew interviewed them. This time it's a Canadian crew, although really it's British. And I guess to sum it up for yesterday, the dad of the family goes missing, which it alludes to the fact that, I mean, okay, spoiler alert, tune out if you don't want to hear what happens, but it's more than likely that the mom poisoned the dad to kill him and then hid his body. And they just say, "Oh, dad's gone missing. That sucks." So this is part 2. And it catches up with the family and sees where they're at right now. You will find out, and this is no spoiler, right away, there's a new dad. She's married a new guy right away. And he's trying to become the father of this large family that he's not blood related to. I think maybe he brings some of his own kids. I don't remember exactly. Well, anyway, just sit back, relax, watch. It's pretty easy to follow. I think the only hard thing about this is like it's tough sometimes to figure out whose name they're talking about. And let me just read a couple of messages just real quick. If you hadn't married, would you have left Japan forever? No, probably not. I probably would have stayed. I mean, I wasn't one of these people who felt like they were trapped in Japan. I loved Japan. You know what really kind of messed me up near the end, where I had to kind of, live between America and Japan, was just the money's kind of crap right now. Like it's hard to make a decent wage. And also my own son just wasn't really interested in following the Japanese system. He wanted to, try it out here in America, which he's doing very well with. Will be an early finish for me. Okay, cool. Don't know if it's just me, but your mic seems a little quiet. Oh, does it? Oh, it seems a little quiet compared to the video. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I realized that right away when I started it. It was like blasting. We'll get all the sound figured out in just a second here. Actually, I'm going to start the movie from the beginning. We've only watched a couple minutes. So if you're just jumping in right now, I'm going to start it over. Been following you since 2012. Super happy you started putting content out again. Well, thank you, Bellamy. I always appreciate hearing people who followed me for a long time. It means a lot to me. It really does. The fact that I continue is due to mostly having, it seems like about 2,000 people who've stuck with me through 15 years of making videos. And the conversation I have with you guys, the comments, the dialogue, the change of ideas, the input, output, it keeps me attached to this channel and just really enjoying the craft and the hobby of it. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. All right. I've been having a pretty good day so far. I did a lot of cleaning. I always do a lot of cleaning every weekend, and I always make little like kind of projects around the house where I can like improve the house in some way. For example, yesterday I painted all the stairs and my shed. I painted the floor of my shed too. And today I installed a light in one room, like a big giant fluorescent like hanging light. I'm trying to stop my, sorry, if I seem distracted, it's my cat trying to eat my food. Get out of there. It's not for kitties. It's human food. Deco, stop. Hey, let me give you a big hug. And that's going to make you mad and you'll run away then. You still trying to get the food? You bad. I'm sorry, guys. You bad. Maki, are you hungry? Come grab some of this if you are, bud. All right, I got a bunch of food I made right before I sit down because obviously I can't keep talking during the movie. And if you're wondering what I'm eating, it's mozzarella sticks covered in salami, cucumber cuts, broccoli cuts, and Ritz crisps. Let's see. Okay, let me just check the rest of the messages, make sure I caught up with everybody. Ever considered moving the family to US? Yeah, I mean, actually, that's kind of the plan right now. You know, my son's got to finish high school first, and when he heads off to college, my wife is looking to move out here. We'll still have our place in Japan. I still have a visa that allows me permanent stay in Japan. You know, we've still got a lot of stuff in Japan, but you know, she's looking to make a move out here eventually, and that'll be a very happy day when she does, man. It is hard. It is hard not getting to see my wife every day. She's my rock, man. Miss her. Dinner of Champions. Yeah, I mean, I try to keep it pretty balanced. All right. So, does everybody understand what we're up to date on with the movie and everything? Again, don't worry if you missed yesterday's movie. This is part 2, but you really don't need to see part 1 to enjoy this one. It's a pretty complete story that I think you'll enjoy. Is it okay if we dive right in, everybody? We all good to go? All right, I'm going to start it from the top. Oh, it's going. Okay, just thought it like froze for a second. I'm hoping you're all having a great weekend so far. And this will be fun. This is always a cozy little treat for me. Oh, we can make it a little bigger. Hold on.
Tokorozawa is a city of Japan which is located in the west of Saitama, neighboring Japanese capital city Tokyo. This city is famous for the Seibu Dome, where Mr. Matsuzaka, belonging to Boston Red Sox, played many brilliant games. Today, many boys strive to become a great baseball player like Mr. Matsuzaka. Which baseball player do you like best?
Wait, I just realized something, guys. Sorry, hold on. I'm streaming my mic and my hold on. I was streaming my mic through desktop audio, so I was probably sounding like pretty weak as far as the mic is concerned. All right, sorry, let's start it back up.
While the south area of Tokorozawa City is modernized with its row of super high-rise buildings, the north part of the city has remained a nostalgic residential area. There's a house in this area, name is Veronica Addison. Currently, Japan has a big problem with a declining birth rate.
Okay. I believe this movie came out. I could be wrong. I'll have to look it up after. I think this is 2009. It's pretty old. Well, I mean that's not that old, but it's an older movie. But anyway, you'll see. Let's continue. Sorry.
Since the 1950s, in advanced countries, this has been a great problem. It's no exaggeration that the falling birth rate is now a serious problem in the world. It's therefore that I'm reporting on a very large family in Japan. How does this family live? Good morning. What are you doing?
何してるんですか？朝ごはんのための野菜を取ってます。I picked the vegetable for the breakfast. あと何？もう一つあるよ、人参。いっぱい取れたね。はいはいはい、入る入る。野菜渡して。野菜をお姉ちゃんに渡して。
All the children make breakfast together. It's a really smile-provoking scene. Hello everyone, can I just introduce myself? I'm Veronica Addison and I've come to your home and I'd like to thank you very much for letting me come here and spend time with your family. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
自己紹介します。ベロニカです。カナダから来ました。今日はお招きいただきましてありがとうございますっていうふうにおっしゃってます。
Thank you. Thank you very much. What are you doing? What are you doing?
何してるんですかって。
庭で採れたお野菜をちょっと刻んでサラダ。
Really? This got turned into a series? That's interesting. Okay, if there's like an entire series, I want to buckle down and watch it with you guys if that's true. This one did get, you're right, this one did get a little more popular than the first one we watched. The first one was kind of almost totally ignored. But part two, yeah, this one did get a little more popular. I think even what's that guy, Chris Stuckman, reviewed it at one point. I just found it while searching for horror movies that, you know, from Japan. I try to see a lot, quite a bit. And this one I just started watching with my son one day, and we both really enjoyed it. We had a good time watching this one. So I want to do a whole Osoroshii Saturday. I mean, Osoroshii Saturday. It's called Osoroshii Nights now. I want to do a whole episode on it, but I wanted to watch it with you guys just to enjoy it and you know, make the community more active. It's just fun. It's just everything's more fun with you guys.
Salad. Oh, salad. Oh, very nice. And that's from your garden.
どれ食べるの？どれ食べる？味噌汁食べる？スプーンがいいの？あ、じゃあ食べていいよ。すごい。みんなは？美味しそうじゃない？みんな食べないの？これは何って？これ？あ、これ納豆です。これ。This is a fermented soybeans.
Oh, fermented. Oh, okay. I'll try some. Thank you.
美味しいです。
Very unusual.
What do you think? You guys like natto? Anyone here tried natto?
Sorry. Oh, thank you. Japanese breakfast is set up on the table, such as miso soup, tofu, natto, and soy sauce. They are made from the same ingredient, soya beans.
座ってます。
The Japanese people make various foods from just only one ingredient. It's amazing. Japanese magic. So, how do your vegetables taste from your garden? They look very nice.
庭で採れた野菜はどうですかって美味しそうに見えますけどって。
Very fresh.
とても美味しいです。シャキシャキしてて。
じゃあ、ちょっとちゃんと座りなよ。いいじゃん。あぐらいい。お母さんあぐらいいよね。みたいになってる。
Every morning in the Ura family, the father, mother, and the children gather together.
I just realized I had the mic muted after everything I just said. Thank you, Norris. Thank you for letting me know. That was silly Willy. I just don't want you to have to listen to me crunch and chew while I eat. Okay, sorry. I wanted to say, first of all, natto, if you don't know what it is, it's a fermented bean. It's got the consistency of like Elmer's glue and refried beans. It's an interesting taste, let's put it that way. I never really caught on with myself. I never could get over the smell. It's like ultra pungent and sticky and gooey. It doesn't smell stinky to you? My son says it smells totally normal. For me, the smell like really gets to me. It smells like beans that have been sitting around for a really long time. That's what it smells like to me. It's kind of like when you leave a vegetable in the refrigerator too long and you open the bag and it has that like, I don't know, like sulfur breakdown. Okay, yeah, I know I ate completely muted, but when I paused the movie before, I started talking about natto and I had myself muted that whole time. Anyway, let me know if you've eaten natto before. Let me hear about your experience in chat. And one other thing I just wanted to make a note of, I just said something about this too. The mom's 38 in the first movie, and she is 45 in this one. So this is supposed to be quite a large amount of time in between the two movies. I wonder if that's like real life ages or something like that. Strangely enough, she looked much older than 38 in the first one, and she looks much younger than 45 in this one. But it's the same mom. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get started.
And have breakfast in a very lively way. It seems pleasant to have breakfast with so many lively children.
今日さ、久しぶりにさ、夜外食とか行かない？ね、外食とか。すごい味噌汁美味しいよ。たまにはいいんじゃない？外食。でもわかめもうちょっと多くていいんじゃね？あ、確かにわかめ2枚しか入ってなかった。ねえお姉ちゃん、わかめだよねメインは。でも2枚でしょ2枚でしょ。俺1枚しか入ってなかったもん。なんかリクエストある人？はい。もう何食べたい？ ハンバーグスパゲティダンは焼肉とか
じゃあそこら辺で
りえちゃんなんかあるお肉とかさお寿司とかどうまあお寿司でも寿司いいよねりえちゃんなんか食べたいもん聞きたいなまあちょっと大した祝いっていう感じにはちょっとできねえりえちゃんまあ遠慮しないで言ってよりえちゃんじゃあ焼き肉にしようかね
うるせえんだよいちいち喋りかけてんじゃねえよなんだよお前はなんだよお前うるせえんだようるせえよお前調子乗ってんじゃねえよやめなさいやめなさいうるせえんだ何逃げてんだよやめなさいなんだよお前バカ
What a fearful sight. I was stunned at what I witnessed within this Japanese family. What has happened to the Japan where the father was highly respected alongside the samurai traditions? This attitude can be seen so often in recent years in Japan. It becomes a social phenomenon. This attitude is called in Japan katenai boyoku.
Okay, so anyway, her pronunciation is like atrocious. And also, yeah, katainai buroku is not really used at all. No one really says this. You know what they call it in Japan? DV. That's the more commonly used phrase. So I don't know why she references this. Also, her commentary. Now, like, please realize, like, this isn't actually what she thinks. She's just an actor, and she's saying the lines that she's given, where she's like, "The father was usually like a samurai," and you're just like, "Oh, brother." No, I don't know when that's ever been the case. Now, I think what she's trying to refer to is like Bushido code, and that's kind of like the law and morals and philosophy of samurai life. But that's not something that was only committed to by samurai. It was a way of life and a sort of code of morals and how you carried yourself, written by a very famous samurai who was like, he was like crazy intelligent. He was like one of the few samurai ever that could use two katana at the same time. He was like an inventor, a writer, and guess what? I totally can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the guy who wrote it was like ultra intelligent. And there is some people still to this day who do try to like stick to those codes, but it is seen as somewhat archaic because it does have some ideas like don't show any emotion at all, always be stoic. And that might have been like, oh, Norris, oh my gosh, thank you, dude. Oh man, you didn't have to do that. You rock, man. I've been following your channel for the past 9 years. Happy to see the Osoroshii Nights return. Dang, dude, thank you so much, man. You're the first person to ever donate in a stream, dude. Thank you, man. Thank you. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, man, I mean, I'm super excited that Osoroshii Nights is back, and the channel. I just finished all the vocals. I say vocals, audio. I want to say audio, like the narration, that's what I want to say. That's a good one. I finished all of it for the first episode today, so I'm like so relieved. The first episode is going to be about 3 horror games that you guys all saw me play, but don't worry, it goes way deeper into them. It's not just like watching me play games. It like gets into the history and everything. The next one's going to be about a couple of horror movies from Japan. I don't know if it'll include this one. It may, but HT, I think you were asking for like a list, so this is going to give you some horror movie recommendations, but it's also going to go into like the history behind these movies that I'm going to be reviewing, and actually some like real life stuff that was like connected to them, like kind of like cursed movies. Sorry, all of a sudden I got like a burping fit. But oh, don't worry. Azara Ruby, did I say that right? Azara Ruby. Yeah, I think I got it right. Azara Ruby. Don't worry, we just started. So let's just talk a little bit about what just happened. You saw DA. She is the second to the oldest sister. I honestly can't even tell if these are the same kids from the first movie. If any of you can verify that, I can't. I don't really remember what their faces were like or anything. I'm horrible with names and connecting faces and stuff like that. So it's kind of an ADHD thing. But in the first movie, you remember how the husband was kind of an abusive jerk. Well, it seems like the possession that took him over and made him that way has followed through with like next of kin, and it's in DA now. So we're going to watch how this all plays out. And the guy who's the dad right now, that's not their blood-related dad. He is the stepdad that the mother married after the first father went, quote-unquote, missing. So this is mostly revolving around the fact that he's trying to fit in. And you're going to find out he's actually like a really decent guy. So it's like painful to watch him take all this abuse, but you're going to try and see how he fits in, how it works out, and what curses still lie with the family. I don't want to spoil anything more, but let's continue.
Are you okay? It's okay, excuse me. There was a reason why Sumio suddenly suffered at the hands of his daughter. Are you badly hurt? Are you badly hurt? Sumio was not her real father. Keiichiro Ura was the former father of all the children, apart from Sumomo and Lichi. He disappeared 7 years ago. How did you feel when your first husband left you?
途方に暮れました。まあ見ていただければわかると思うんですけども、あれだけの子供を抱えて、私はもうその頃はパートだったんですね。収入の面でも自信がなかったし、すごい不安でした。
Sumio was a manager of a store where Tsukasa worked part-time. He met her there. He had sympathy for the fact that she had such a hard time bringing up a large family by herself.
お店でも困っていたんでほっとけなかったんですよ。今女手一つで子供たちをこう生活を養ってるっていうふうに聞きまして、でまあ結構大変な思いでこう頑張ってんだな、僕に何かできないかなって思ってまして、まあもし、僕が大家族のお父さんになれたらなって。
So, did you have many reservations about taking on such a big family?
僕は幼い頃に両親に死に別れてまして、 家族と一緒に暮らした経験があんまりほとんどなかったんですよ。だから、最初この家に来た時はびっくりしましたけど、だけど何ですか、家族っていうものにもすごい憧れてまして、そういって僕の気持ちの中では全然抵抗はなかったです。はい。
After that, Sumomo and Reichi were born to Sumio and Tsukasa. The large family was getting more lively, but
僕はまだ本当の意味で、お父さんになったとはまだ思っていないんですよ。僕たちはまだね、正式に籍も入れてませんし、子供たちも僕のことをお父さんって思ってないと思うんです。いつかは子供たちに認められて、お父さんって呼んでほしいなって、そう思います。そのためにも僕はどんなことされても、頑張りたいと思っています。
So what do you think of your father?
お父さんについてどう思いますかって。
なんかキモい。私はまだお父さんと思ってないんだけど、私生活とかどんなんって話しかけてくるから、前のお父さんの方がいっぱい遊んでくれて優しいからいい。
すごいイライラするんかな。すごい慣れ慣れしいのが自分の中ですごい頭にくるというか腹にくるんで、ちょっと。
よく噛んで食べます。ライチ君よく噛んで食べます。お口入れたら10回噛みます。
Sorry, I had myself muted, but I caught myself that time. Dude, that's so much food for two little kids. That's like a ton. So now you got an introduction to the new dad. So again, if you haven't watched the first movie, it's okay. You'll mostly get a self-contained story within this one, but the first father, she says, like, it was really hard when he went missing, but like they killed the first dad. The family like conspired to poison him because he was a huge jerk. This new guy, like, you're kind of wondering probably, like, is he really a good dude? Like the guy's like a genuinely good dude. But you'll see he will have some struggles, and it's sad to see the kids talk about him so harsh. I mean, it's so brutal, but at the same time, I've never been in that situation, so I can't really say as a parent or as a child like what my feelings would be if I was put in the same situation, but it's like so brutal what the kids say about him. Let me just give a quick shout out to the new people who just joined. Mr. Boot, welcome. Pepguard, welcome back. Who else we got here? I just saw someone else join. What was it? Alexis, right? Yeah, Alexis, welcome. All right, welcome back, actually. You were here last time, too. So glad to see the same people joining again. This is so fun. It's getting, like, bigger and bigger every time. Any questions so far about the movie as far as we are into it? Now, guys, just so you know, this one goes way longer than the last movie. The last movie was only 40 minutes. This is an hour and 35, so we got quite a bit ahead of us. I'm going to let it start to play. If you have any questions, hit me up in the chat there. I'll go back through, and the next time I pause it, I'll start to answer some. Just, you can write them in as things happen. You followed me since day one with horror stories and all. Thank you, Mr. Boot, man. I really appreciate that. It's like, it means a lot whenever I hear people have stuck around for like a really long time. So just so you know, if you don't know exactly what's going on, Osoroshii Nights will be a separate channel from Unrested, and it will be all Asian horror. We'll be talking about all of it, and it starts, the first video pops out at, is it next week? First week of October is, I think that's next week. It's not this week coming up, but the next week after that, right? So we'll be, just bumped everything. We'll be starting the whole thing then. What you're seeing right now, just so you guys know, this is important. What we're watching now, this will actually be in my videos for the future. I'm recording the footage now because it allows me to just edit and cut it up later. It also helps me out with copyright problems because I got all this extra stuff around there. I don't get copyright strike because it's like so contorted and changed. But just realize, like, you guys will be stars in the show when we talk about this later, and the conversations we have here and everything like that. This will actually be part of the analysis of what I do for the movies and the games that I watch and play with you guys. Whitechapel, I love. They're pretty damn good. The only thing I would say that I don't like about Whitechapel is I wish the vocals were mixed louder. But I am a Whitechapel. Born of Osiris is probably one of my favorite. What would that be, like? Deathcore, right? Both of those bands are deathcore. Sorry, every time I talk, I start to get the burps again. I wonder how common it is for Japanese men to accept single mom. It's super rare. It's really hard for a single mom. It's really hard. My heart goes out to all of the single moms out there trying to survive in Japan because, just to give you an idea, if you get divorced one time, just one time, you are called ichibatsu. All right. And that's for men and women. Okay. Just so you know, ichibatsu means like 1X on your record. So, and then it'll continue. If you get divorced again, what, futaribatsu? Is that what you say? If you're going to say 2X's, would that be futaribatsu or nibatsu? How would you say that? So if a person gets divorced, dikansuru, yeah, one time you're called ichibatsu, right? You never heard that before? Okay, I don't know if they call it nibatsu for the second. Sorry, and my son is the translator here. He always corrects my bad Japanese and sometimes translates some of the stuff none of us can read in the movie. So a big thank to him. Yeah, deathcore. Okay, yeah. Born of Osiris, probably my all-time favorite. Hunt the Dinosaur. Have I been listening to anybody else recently? Anyway, we'll talk about all that later. Let's continue with the movie. Like I said, guys, drop your questions into the chat, and every once in a while when we pause to talk about what we've seen, I'll answer them.
Excuse me, do you work or do you stay at home looking after the children?
前はアパートに出てたんですけど、今ちょっと家を開けられない事情があって、でもやっぱりつみおさんとみかんの収入だけではこれだけの家族だとちょっと足りなくて、本当は私も働きに出た方がいいと思うんですけど、ご飯置いとくよ。
May I ask a question?
すみません、質問させてください。
はい。
Is there anyone in that room?
誰かそこにいるんですか？
あ、お兄ちゃんです。一番上の。
This is eldest brother's room.
Since childhood, the eldest son Goki, 23 years old, had longed to become a baseball slugger like Mr. Matsui in the New York Yankees. He suddenly went astray and even stopped attending high school when he was in second year. The young people like this are all called Yankees in Japan. After that, he changed. He withdrew from society and never came out of his house. This youth problem can be seen so often in recent Japan. This is called hikikomori. Mata wa hiki. Why doesn't he ever come out of his room? Is there a reason why he stays in his room for so long?
いや、わかりません。何年もこの状態なんで、でもまるっきり部屋の中だけっていうわけではなくて、そうたまにねお風呂に入ったりとか、いや、原因はわからないです。
What do these characters mean? This and this. What do they mean?
これはゴキがたまに書いてここに貼ってるんですけど。
Okay. Pay attention to this. This situation is pretty interesting. Hold on just a second. I want to actually... I never did this the first time I watched this movie. I want to translate these real quick. Hold on. There we go. All right. Okay, I think I know what both of these mean, but I want to make sure I get this totally right. Okay, yeah, so the first one, the first kanji farthest away from her hand, it says 13 strikeouts, and the other one says 1 bat. So it's pretty ominous, right? 13 strikeouts, 1 bat. Dude! Jink 640, dude, thank you, man. Been watching you since 2014, still hyped for Osoroshii book if you decide to start it up again. Oh, yeah, that's right. I started to work on... Wow, even I forgot about that. I had a bunch drawn up too, man. I still have all the photos and pictures and everything I did for that. You know what? If the channel ever does end up taking off the new Osoroshii Nights channel, I'll get something going again for that. I still have all the original stuff. Man, but thank you, dude. You're a hardcore fan if you remember that. So I really appreciate it, man. Super kind of you. And guys, I'm really I'm kind of like super flattered that you guys are donating. I've never really had a stream where people donate, so it's kind of like really wow. Thank you. Okay, so this guy, I just forgot what his name is already. Didn't they say it's like Gokadi or something like that? I can't remember his name anymore. So he's been locked inside since the first dad disappeared. But if you remember, if you did watch the first movie yesterday with us, he was the kid who kept swinging the bat and saying, "Just meat, just meat, just meat." That's who that is. And watching the movie from yesterday, it's not confirmed that this happened. Like, we never actually see this happen or anything like that. But the youngest daughter at the end, who's drawing pictures, she writes one where it says, after dad was poisoned by mom, what was his name again? Gokadi? I can't. Oh, Goki. He hit dad with a bat and they buried him in the mountains or something like that. So this may have like traumatized him for life. Like, he may be totally screwed up because of this. And it feels like the mom put him up to this. So just keep that in mind and realize there's going to be times where they try to find out more about him. And as this kanji comes up on the wall, we'll try to stop and read it every time because it has some pretty ominous clues to it. And this is what I love about this movie. They try to keep it all put together real nice and easy and act like, oh yeah, we're just a typical Japanese family. But like, there's all these cracks. Pay attention to the name of the kids too. Like, you're going to notice a trend with their names. Anyway, sorry. Oh yeah, Goki. It's on the screen. Thank you, Alpha Omega. I just realized that now, that it's literally got his name and the subtitles on the screen right now. Oh god. Funny thing is, in North America, we call them bums living with their moms instead of hikikomori. I agree with me, Unrested. I don't condemn that concept though. Yeah, it's a rough one. Depending on the reason of why someone is hikikomori, sometimes I'm very, very sympathetic. For example, like extreme power harassment. in the workplace that ended up getting somebody shut inside, or extreme bullying in their school days. I feel a lot of sympathy for that. But there are definitely those in Japan who are just like, nah, I just don't want to work, man. So they just live with their mom and dad like forever. And it's getting bad now too. Like, I don't know if you guys understand how many people actually are hikikomori. It is, I believe, about 1 million, or no, well, about 1 million. Is it 1 million or 100,000? Sorry, I may have added a zero there. Give me a second. It's really high. How many? No, dude, it's even more. According to the 2022 survey done in Japan for the white paper report by the government, there are an estimated 1.46 million hikikomori in Japan, or 1 in every 50 people is a hikikomori. It's been getting worse and worse. Yeah, even my son says, like, holy crap, like, that's insane. He was shocked to hear that. Yeah, it's getting worse and worse. It used to not be so bad, but yeah, it's. You think what? Say one more time. The pay got too low. You could be right. That's my son's theory, is that like pay is so bad at jobs now, which he's completely right, that probably people are just being hikikomori because they don't get paid enough, which I could kind of sympathize with that too. I can understand. What did the kanji mean? Oh, okay. The one farthest from her hand says 13 strikeouts, and the one next to her hand says just one bat. Sanju, I don't know how you say a strikeout. How do you say strikeout like in baseball? Maki, how do you say like a strikeout in baseball? Like you missed.
It's strike.
And what was the other one you said? Foul. Oh, foul. Oh, okay. They've got a kanji for it. I don't know why there's a kanji for it, because that's what I thought too. I thought it's a katakana word, like strikeout. Because the other one, if you look at the other one, it says bato, ippon. So I've never seen this other kanji. It must mean not like strike like in baseball. It must be the kanji for how you would strike out in life, which I don't think I've ever said that word, so I don't even know how to pronounce the kanji. All right. 1 in 50, yes, Skeletor. Crazy, right? Jesus, that's a lot of hiki. yeah, right? It's shocking. It's like an epidemic, Like less people died of COVID in Japan than are hikikomori. Like it's a big problem, and I don't think Japan can keep sweeping it under the rug for too much longer. All right, any other questions before we get started? Your son seems very smart and aware. You and your wife have done well, Mr. Scott Sensei. Thank you. You're too nice. And yeah, he sometimes really shocks me with how much he knows and how much he is aware of. Like both of my kids, especially, Kenny and Maki both, especially, man, with just what they're observing that I didn't even realize they observed. It shocks me sometimes, but thank you. Let's go back to it. And as I said before, just drop your questions in the chat, and every time we hit a pause, we'll talk more.
あの子は野球が大好きだったんで、やっぱりバットとか三振とか野球に未練があるんじゃないでしょうかね。
And baseball terms.
Yeah.
I see. At 7 p.m, Sumio finishes his work and came home.
いただきます。まあ早持ちってことで。
優しいね。
でもびっくりしようか。
大丈夫。
綺麗でしょ。
Apart from the withdrawal of the eldest son, the domestic violence of the third daughter, and the children who never became attached to the new father, there was another worry in this family. Mikan works for the hospital in Saitama as a nurse. She goes to the hospital for night shift. At 11 p.m, the youngest children go to bed in a room on the second floor.
そうなんだっけ国語の先生だよ。そっかそっか。クラスと違うと先生も違うんだっけ。そうあの先生。そっかそっか。そっかお前のクラスか。そっかなるほどね。お前この写真とか撮って送ってよ今度。
みかんちゃんは今日は夜勤なんでしょ。
今日は夜勤。あの子は働くよ。
ね。りえちゃんは出て行ったんでしょ。
まだ帰ってないみたい。
そっか。りんごちゃんとはなんか連絡つけた？わかんないか。
どうしてんだろうね。
The eldest daughter, Ringo, 25, had left home after graduating from high school to attend a university in Tokyo. She had found work 3 years ago, but... Can you tell me a little bit about your eldest daughter, Ringo?
リンゴとは半年前くらいから連絡が取れなくなっていて、引っ越したのか電話をかけても繋がらなくなって、職場も辞めてしまったみたいで、職場の人に聞いても行く先もわからないし、携帯も変わってしまったみたいで。
What do you think happened to Ringo?
りんごちゃんは僕たちの結婚に反対だったんですよ。だからそれで出て行ったんです。とても僕は責任を感じています。父としても心配です。
He said, Ringo.
A few days later, Sumio was walking around Yokohama City. He took a holiday from his work to visit Yokohama alone. There was a reason.
ちょっとりんごちゃんのことで、はい。
Sumio had heard news of Ringo from her friends a month before. He was able to get a promising clue and went to Yokohama. He was going to a back alley from a center street. He moved forward down a very doubtful alley. It was a dirty shop. Japanese call this kind of shop Fuzoku-ten. Although it is called a dirty shop, a woman who works in the shop never do genital union. It is a Japanese peculiar style that it stops the moment before genital union. What's the point? He got information that Ringo might work in this shop. According to the homepage of the shop, Apple?
Okay, so before we go any further, if you don't remember Dingo from the first movie, she was the girl who was studying hard every night, and she also took a lot of the abuse from the first father. And she's pretty much completely traumatized from that, which is totally understandable. And even though she's been studying hard to get into like a good college and everything like that, it all went downhill, and she's joined a she called it a brothel, but really it's like a kabakyura. And she's part of a group that pretty much sets up appointments with love hotels and guys who want to buy time at the love hotels. Yes, this really does exist in Japan as as an industry. It's sort of an underground industry, or it's kind of like in a gray area. The biggest areas in Osaka, around where I lived at least, not Dobutsu, Dobutsu and Mae near Tennoji has like a red light district. And what was the other place? Oh, near Shinsaibashi, near the Dotonbori Bridge. There is a bunch of places like this, and it's really weird. Like if you're walking through there at night, even if you have no interest in it whatsoever, guys will walk up to you and start showing you like this fold out menu full of different types of girls, and you're just like, no, thank you, not interested. And if you walk through the red light district in Dobutsu Mae, it's literally a red light. It's like a series of like small little homes opened up with the front lit red and a girl with a certain theme that she's dressed up in at each little door. And they'll call out to you and be like, "Simasen, irashaimase," and stuff like that, like just telling you, "Oh, come on in, you're welcome." I don't want to knock the living that they make, because it's got to be hard. Apparently pays super high, but certain situations, like the one in Dobutsu and Mai, that's more of like completely made of choice. Like the girl has a mama who takes care of them, and it's not like literally their mom. It's a woman who's pretty much like a brothel host who hosts them out. Hostess, I guess. I don't know. So I think that's more of a choice situation. But some of the ones down through the Dotonbori Bridge, I mean, that could literally be sex trafficking and stuff like that. I mean, that's a really shady area. And if you're wondering, well, why are you in those areas, Scott? Like, those are literally areas like you have to walk through if you like live in the main city of Osaka. Like a lot, especially Dotonbori. I mean, it's like literally the most famous area to walk through. It's got Glico Man. You've seen him there and everything like that. It looks really fun and happy and clean, but literally you walk down one of the alleys where all this goes on. Okay, so we had some other questions. Let me answer one of these things real quick. This is a personal question. No need to answer. It's okay. I always do okay with these, especially with you guys here. If you're here with me on the stream, it's fine. Is your son getting super attention at school because he is hafu? I heard hafus, especially half-whites, are celebrities for girls, but enemies to the natives. Maki was always super popular, both guys and girls in his class. I mean, he never had any trouble in Osaka. You are right. There are certain rural areas where being a hafu might get you really bullied. The area we live in Tennoji, it's way more international. So like he isn't even the only hafu kid in his school. How many other hafu kids were there, you think? Tokiwa. No, not how many kids, but how many other hafu would you think are there? Probably like 5 or 6 or something. Yeah, like a handful, and nobody really bats an eye at it. He was more so just popular because he's like a really outgoing. He's really extroverted and stuff like that. He's got the gift of gab. and he's always ready to do something wacky or funny. So he's kind of the class clown. I'd say? Would you say you were kind of the class clown? You made everybody laugh back in Tokiwa. Like when you went to Tokiwa, do you feel like you used to make everybody laugh in class? Yeah, definitely. And here in America, like he doesn't really deal with any problems at all. The only thing I'd say that, um, I don't know, I don't think it shocks me, but the only thing that people are shocked by is they don't even know most of the times that he's Japanese. Um, the school he goes to now here in America, like they don't. Most of the kids are like, "Oh, he's Japanese," and it's like, yeah, it's he's my son, but he's also Japanese. So, but he's been fully accepted. I mean, plus the school he goes to, I mean, the kids are super nice. They're really cool. Um, and the kids were super nice to him in Tokiwa too. He never dealt with like any bullying or anything like that. Um, so it was always a really good environment. My older son too, Kenny, like he's never dealt with any problems at all. Um, and he's more like really quiet and reserved, and he still never dealt with any problems. He never got in any trouble, never got any. He did. I will say both of them did have their admirers though. Like both of these guys were, yeah, definitely a hit with the ladies. They're not old enough really to date or anything, but they would always receive like a ton of like Valentines. And Kenny, even my son Kenny, like I he really, like, I don't know. He's not like, he's so introverted. He never talks. Like he's really quiet. But he goes to an all boys school, so you'd think, oh, he never meets any girls at all. Girls from his cram school, which is a school that you go to after normal school to study even harder, would like seek him out on Valentine's Day to like give him roses and all this stuff because they like were totally in love with him. But no, he's just like, oh, okay, well, thank you, but I gotta study. He's really laid back. He studies super hard, right? Like insane level. Yeah, Kenny. I mean, yeah, he's dedicated to studying, man. He loves to study. All right, let's see what else we got. The dirty shop. Sometimes it's called Soapland. Some of these places it's called Soapland. Soapland actually is an area. It's pretty much the same thing. It's like the sex trade. In America, in the exotic clubs, they are called house mom. Okay, yeah, it's kind of the same thing. You have to tip her at the end of the shift. You can go to her if you need anything or anyone in the club is bothering you. Okay. Thanks to his father, Eternal Viking looks. No, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like with Maki and Kenny's always like a super like soft-spoken, nice, really polite boy. So I think that's why people are friendly to him. And he's kind of more outgoing, a little more boisterous, but he's always about making people laugh. So I think that always goes around really well. Yeah, but I mean, you do always tend to make people smile like in a good way. Like even Mr. Howe at your school now said like, no matter what you said, people would always like smile and be happy and, think what you said was like funny or cute or whatever. I think it's legal and not a huge deal. Speaking of, so with abortion in Japan, this is a heavy topic. Nonetheless, I will cover it. You've got to realize that for the Japanese culture, traditionally, abortion is not seen as like any kind of massive sin or anything like that, because for them, if a baby is aborted, it goes back to like the pool of souls until it can be born again. You're not like killing that, like whatever, the unborn fetus or whatever. You're not actually killing it. You're just like sending it back to like pretty much like the chance to come back into life again. So it's not perceived in the same way as, I know like some people are really, everybody's pro-choice pretty much in Japan. Men definitely stay completely out of the issue of like, should a woman get it or not? Like it's totally a woman's choice in Japan. Like, and because it's totally like a different mindset. Like for them, it's just kind of like, yeah, of course, like I'm not ready right now. So just send the soul back to the the pool of souls, and it'll be born again later. I know that's I don't mean to like I'm not trying to make it less of a topic or not as heavy as that really is. I know it's like a really heavy discussion. Probably it takes a whole nother video to cover that. I came in late. Did you do the Osoroshii intro with the death metal voice? No, I don't usually do that in these live streams. Maybe I'll try to do it for like the very first video we have on the Osoroshii Nights channel. My daughter Sarah is half and has not really had a problem either. Yeah, so thank you, Chip, for your input on this. Yeah, I mean, Japan is evolving. I have heard of situations where halfus have had bullying in more of the countryside where people are like, to them, the whole gaijin presence is very alien to them and very shocking. That's the only time I've ever heard of it. But for the most part, I mean, now that people have the internet at their fingertips, they're more open-minded, I'd say, in Japan. Your daughter's similar to Maki? Yeah. Then she likes to make jokes, right? Pool of Souls, sick band name. Yeah, I always think that too whenever I say that. Like I'm trying to think of like a more technical way to say it, but like the way it exists in the mindset of like those from Shintoism or Buddhism is there's just like you go around and around. Like that's why there's like a lot of their like heavens and everything are built like circles and everything, because there's like layers that are circles within circles within circles, and like the you're going through each layer as you're born and die and born again, and in between that time you're back into another circle rotating and waiting for your turn to come back to Earth and be as a different soul. I mean, you're not even always coming back as human sometimes within the religion. So it's a very, very different concept than the Judeo-Christian ideas we have in America. Your family is awesome, Sky. I'll bet your family is awesome too, Chip. Let's go back to it and let's see what the father does about trying to help out Ringo, who you may have noticed her street name is Apple, which literally Ringo means apple. It's not very inconspicuous.
Is this woman in the photograph really Ringo? He became worried, thinking about his precious daughter carrying out sexual acts with strangers. So he was going to visit Apple by pretending to be a customer.
アップルちゃんなんですか？お電話いただいた方ですよね。はい。どうもありがとうございます。それじゃあですね。じゃあこちらどうぞ。アップルちゃんです。
こんにちは。よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。
ゆっくり遊んでください。こちらにどうぞ。おかけになってください。失礼します。アップルです。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
こちらのお店って初めて来られたんですか？
はい。初めてです。
そうなんだ。そっか。
リンゴちゃんだよね。
なんか誰かと間違えてます。
いや、りんごちゃんでしょ。
いや、やめてくださいよ、なんか。何しに来たの？
さ、とりあえずさ。
なんでここにいんの？なんでこんなとこ来てんの？帰ってよ。
お母さんも心配してる。
帰ってよ。
一緒に帰ろうね。
早く帰ってよ。すいません、ちょっと来てもらえませんか？すいません、もう一度思い出してください。変なんです。
りんごちゃん。いや。
変態なんです。
いや、違います。この子のお父さんなんですよ。
そういうことするの結構いるんですけどね。そういうプレーないから。
いや、それ違うんです。
いや、いいからはい、違うんですよ。はい。できませんので。うちのせダメだからね、それね。ごめんね、そういうプレーだと他のお店でやったら。違う。はい、すいません、どうも。もうできながらうち。はい、おやすみなさい。
Do you think you feel about meeting Ringo again?
一応見つかっただけでも、良かったかなとは思います。お母さんに何て言ったらいいかちょっと今迷ってるんですけど、ただいま。
That night, Sumio told Tsukasa the truth about Ringo.
なんとかね、りんごちゃんを救ってあげないと。立ち直してあげないとね。はい、それじゃあいただきます。
One week later, after meeting Ringo, Sumio visited Ringo several times and tried to talk to her, but she wouldn't see him. Besides the eldest son's withdrawal from society, domestic violence by the daughter, and the eldest daughter working for adult entertainment, another unfortunate incident befell the Ura family. It happened suddenly. Sumio found that the second son, Ruta, had fallen from the second floor veranda. An ambulance was called immediately, but 15 minutes passed. An ambulance didn't come.
来れないですか？はい。わかりました。こっちから行きますんで、なんか大通りまでしか来れなくて、その先細くて来れない。ここから。うん。じゃあ、こっち。大丈夫かね。はい、あげます。よいしょ。はい。お願いします。よいしょ。はい。はい、入れます。待つね。よいしょ。はい。待って。
Ruta suffered several head injuries as a result of his fall. Is he all right? Oh, how are you? How is Ruta-san's condition? I've been worried about it.
出血が結構ひどかったんですけども、まあなんとか命は取り留めたっていう感じです。ただ意識がまだ戻らない状態なんで、まあその検査の結果が2、3日後ぐらいに先生から出ると思うんで、まあそれを待つっていう感じですね今。はい。
そういえば去年くらいになんかレモンが自転車を漕いでたら、なんか自転車が壊れたどうかわかんないんですけど、すごい大怪我をして入院したことがあって、すごい心配だったんですけど。
はい、また改めてお願いします。はい、失礼いたします。
どうも。How are you?
どうぞ。
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've just come. I'm very worried about Ruta.
龍太くんのこと心配してますって。私も病院に行きたいんですけど、号機のこともあるんで家から離れられなくて。She wants to go to the hospital, but she takes care of the 号機 too, so she couldn't go to the there.
I see. Yeah, it must be very difficult for you to be able to go to the hospital and try and look after your other son. I can understand. A very difficult time.
今すごい大変な時ですねって、病院のこともあるし、号機のこともあるしっておっしゃってます。
4 days passed since Ruta had been in a coma. That day, Sumio visited the shop in Yokohama again. The reason why Sumio came to Yokohama is
久しぶりだよね。
龍太君の件だけどね、頭打って今意識がないんだよね。ちょっとそれだけは、りんごちゃんにも知らせた方がいいかなと思って。2階から落ちたんだよね。ゆうたくんよくベランダでさ電話してるから。だけどまあ大丈夫だよ。みかんちゃんの病院にさいるし、それに子供たちもさ交代で看病してくれるし。りんごちゃんさ、帰っておいでよね。みんなも待ってるから。言いたくなかったら何も言わなくていいしさ、何も聞かないし。戻っておいでよね。なんで？
今更帰れるわけないでしょ。
Ringo was deceived by the boyfriend she had dated. Ringo shouldered his debts. As her previous job did not pay enough for her to repay the debt, she resigned and half a year before started to work for this shop in the sex industry. Two days later, Ruta was fully conscious.
調子が悪かっただけ。
落ちた時に結構出血したので、そのおかげで内出血が免れることができました。やっぱりお父さんの早い処置が良かったと思います。
話して不発だ。お仕事してるんだよ。
意外とって。
Ruta hovered between life and death.
逆に手抜いちゃうかもよ。
Sumio looked cheerful after a long time. This weekend, a woman visited the Ura family. The woman was Ringo. How do you feel about coming home after such a long time away?
そうですね。やっぱりずっとみんなのことは心配だったので、やっと帰ってこれてみんなと会えるっていう嬉しいっていう思う気持ちと、みんなが私を迎え入れてくれるかなっていう 不安の方が今は正直ちょっと大きいんですけど。
Sumio paid off the $50,000 debt for Ringo by withdrawing a deposit before maturity. It was a deposit he had saved hard for.
So now you know the dad really is a super good guy. Like, I remember when I saw this for the first time, him trying to always hang out where Ringo works and stuff like that. I thought, like, oh, this is kind of creepy, like hanging out where she's at a Kabakura club and stuff like that. And is he really interested in just getting her to come back home, or is he? No, he's just a good dude. He emptied out his savings to pay off all of her like debt. He saved the one kid from dying by carrying him on his back, which really, all you guys, I saw you in the comments being like, you don't carry someone who just fell down. Like, you're totally right. But he practically saved this kid's life. So everything he does is like genuinely good. He's a good dude. And you'll see like a large arc in the whole tale of this family and like what exactly is going on. And you'll eventually start to learn about the curse. If you remember that picture from the first movie, it comes back to this one. And don't worry, if you haven't seen the first movie, they do explain the curse of the picture. So that starts to come back, and you start to see how the family's influence affects the dad. But it's a good, interesting arc. So, Mardocat, welcome. Dubnan Scott, do you still wear gauges? That will be a 2010 Scott. Yeah, I still have gauges, and I don't wear like the really big ones I used to have. They're about the thickness of like a pencil now. And I mostly wear them like diamond ones. Well, they're not actually real diamonds. It's not even cubic zirconium. It's literally like, those little like craft studs that you can put on clothing and stuff. I like literally chopped the pencil in half, glued it to the top, and made little earrings out of it. That's all I wear now. All right, so oh, Alejandro, welcome back too. I'm loving this format. Yeah, this is like so chill. I mean, this is literally, it feels like every weekend I hang out with friends now. This is so awesome. I love this. So, and one other thing I wanted to point out was, you remember in the first movie, a lot of the kids like are always falling down and bumping their head and having to go to the hospital. That's because the original dad was a complete jerk and was an abuser of the family. And at first I started to think that about this dad too, but no, that the kid literally fell off the balcony while talking on his phone. He literally, but is that just because he's careless and really fell off the balcony? Or is there some kind of influence from the first father who was abusing the kids? Does his ghost still linger? Because you got to remember, he's betrayed by the mom in the first one, and they kill him. I mean, he kind of deserved it. Don't get me wrong. The guy was a huge jerkosaurus. But is his influence still in the household? Because this is the same house from the first movie. So keep that in mind. And this actually becomes an issue later about this being the first house from the first movie. Dad Ackerman now compared to Deathcore Scott. Yeah, I'm old man dad now. Not my days of going to concerts and being in bands and stuff are long over, but it's okay. If I had a choice between being a dad or going to concerts and singing in bands, I'd much rather choose a dad. It's one of the biggest rewards of life. Any other questions here? Let me see. I think I covered just about everything. Said hi to all the new people. All right. Moderate, what'd you say? I only started liking live streaming not too long ago, and these days it's pretty cool. It really is like hanging out with people. Yeah, especially when we've got like this close-knit group of people. It's awesome. Most of you guys have been around on the channel for a long time. You guys have insightful input. There's no drama on my channel at all, which I love. We're here to just talk about our enjoyment of all things Japanese and even better, Japanese horror. And it's been a good time. I honestly, at first I did it because I was like, oh, I should offer to stream once in a great while just to say hi to viewers. But then after I did it the first time, I was like, this doesn't feel like, sometimes when you make a video, like, especially if you're not in the mood, it can feel like a chore sometimes. Like, it can feel like, oh, that's right, I got to record another one for this week. And then you got to like quick think of a topic and put something together in your head. But this never feels like a chore. This like literally feels like my reward for the end of the weekend to get to just hang out with my friends and chill. I always got my son in the room too while we're doing this. So it's like him and I hanging out on our computers, him playing a game or me playing a game. And, you always see me interact with him too, which I mean, that makes it fun as well. Like, and it just feels like I'm here hanging out with my family and also hanging out with some of my best friends. It feels really cool. I love it. Anyway, sorry, enough chitter chatter. Let's get back into it.
One week later, Ruta left the hospital. Ringo came back to the family. The family gathered together for the first time in 7 years.
これで家族全員が揃いました。祝いたいと思います。みんな持って。じゃあ、ちょっと待って。それじゃあ、乾杯。
They had a really lively conversation with Ringo for the first time in a long while. They all smiled again.
どう？美容院と全然違うでしょ。まあ、美容院100倍うまいかな、俺ね。強敵2人現れてやめろ。
お前に呼び捨てされる覚えないんですけど。やめなさいって。ちょっとリエ、やめなさい。やめなさい。やめなさい。やめなさい。ちょっとリエ。
Ruta recovered. Ringo came back to Ura family, but there were still many problems. Will Sumio become the real father of the large family someday?
して
返して
はいそう回すんだよ
Excuse me. Can you explain to me what you are doing?
何をしているか説明してもらえますか。
はいラジオ体操ですこうやって朝みんなでこうやって集まって体操して健康を維持してるんですはい
正面で胸反らし
Razio Taiso.
正面で胸反らし
In 1925, a life insurance company made the radio gymnastics exercises widely promoting good health and well-being. In its homeland America, people don't carry out the radio gymnastics exercises anymore. It still remains as a tradition in an island country in Asia, Japan. Why are you doing this radio exercise program?
昔はよくやってたんですけどそれを話したら主人がまたやってみようって言ってくれて、それで今日からやってます。
And the relationship between Sumio and Tsukasa began to change suddenly.
実はちょっとご報告したいことがありまして、昨日婚姻届を出しました。で、正式な夫婦になりました。前のお父さんが失踪して、ちょうど7年になったんで、それで、
子供たちもいることだし、けじめをつけようっていうことで。
Congratulations!
すごい良かったですね。おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
Excellent.
Okay. So you're probably thinking like, what the hell? 7 years? They took 7 years. This is actually based on a law in Japan where I don't know the exact rules of how it works, but within a certain amount of time, you can't officially marry or what is the other thing? You can't officially marry or like change your last name or like take on like the certificate of marriage and stuff like that. 7 years, this one's super long because the husband was missing, so they couldn't annul their marriage until like it was 7 years is like, okay, he's either dead or like not coming back. That actually, I think some of those rules actually apply in America too, where like you can't declare somebody dead until 7 years have passed with like no word from them or any activity on their bank account or social security number. I think in Japan that actually runs all the way into like getting your marriage officially annulled or like divorced or what, I don't know what it would be considered, widowed. I guess, yeah, maybe widowed, officially widowed. And for her to get remarried. There's also like a waiting period in between getting divorced and getting married again, or breaking up or having a breakup or being widowed, that you actually legally can't get married again. Even if you are like living with each other and everything and you have the ceremony, you can't officially on a certificate be married again because it deals with like Japan wants to be like 100% sure of who is the father and mother of any kids born in between the switch between marriages, so that there's not like all this legal trouble in the court of like whose kid was it and stuff like that. Of course, I mean, it still happens nonetheless, but that's why they've taken so long to get married. It's not that like she kept putting it off or kept talking them out of it or anything like that. It's like literally they're waiting for the official papers to come in that like her husband is officially dead or not around. And the statute of limitations for the last movie. Oh yeah, actually wait. So she was 38, she's 45 now. That's why they make it. You're right, dude. Oh, good call, Jonah. Wow. You're on top of it. Oh god, I got the hiccups again. Yeah, so that's why she's 45 in this one. Because I was like, did she really age 7 years? I mean, she doesn't look like 7 years older than the first movie. Oh, I got a bad case of the hiccups again. Whenever I eat like crackers or pretzels, I always get the hiccups. It has something to do with like if you're too dehydrated or like you have too much salt. Suddenly, your esophagus can make you have hiccups or something like that. All right. So yeah, Rie is still freaking out. She's still the only one who has not conformed to the new setup of the family. We will get into this later. They do really heavily analyze this later, so don't worry. It's not going to leave you unsatisfied as to why she's acting like this. I gotta go get some milk or something to drink real quick to calm my stomach down. But what else? I think there was some other question somebody had. Oh, Pepcard asks, how many Takashi Miike movies have you watched? I've seen almost every single movie he's ever made. I'd probably say my all-time favorite is Aka no Kyoten, the Lesson of Evil. That one was, holy cow. That was a crazy movie. But I've also seen his really insane ones too. Like, didn't he make Visitor Q and stuff like that? I've seen all those. Ichi the Killer. I can't remember who made what. I think, did he also make like Mermaid in a Manhole? That has to be one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. Eating too fast. That's probably what I'm doing. I'm eating too fast or something. I know whenever I eat crackers or pretzels, for some reason, I get bad hiccups after. Hold your breath. Yeah, sometimes that helps me. It'll go away in a bit. If I drink some milk, it always goes away. I need to go get some milk. What else? William Shell, you said this is a strange movie. Yeah, this is definitely a strange movie. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, what the heck is going on? But yeah, it's good. It'll have like a lot of satisfying conclusions to a lot of these plot lines, and there's a lot more twists coming up too. Did the older son come back? That was the one I was trying to think about. I knew someone else asked a question. Did the older son come back? You're talking about the kid with the baseball bat. He is still hikikomori. Oh, and you're asking, wait, I'm sorry. You're talking about the one that like died or went missing. I forget what they said at the beginning of the movie. No, he'll never come back. He's gone forever. And the other guy who's hikikomori, Goki is his name. He's still locked away in his room. What do you do with your cat when you go back to Japan? Oh, my parents take care of him. I leave him at my parents' house. He's a good boy. He's a real good boy. So my parents don't mind at all. If I attacked my dad that way, I'd be 6 feet under. Yeah, I always think about that, like how he's like really like. Well, the thing is he's just like he could probably fight back, but he's kind of just like this guy who wants to make things work. It's kind of sad because he's obviously getting like taken advantage of with the harassment and abuse and stuff like that. But the dad is just a good dude. Let's see. Oh, you were wondering if he was at the dinner table. No, Goki is never at the dinner table. He'll never. I don't think he ever comes to the dinner table. You will see him later, though. He does make an appearance. He eventually gets talked about more. You'll see. All right. Let me start the movie back up and grab a glass of milk so I can.
Thank you very much. Can I join him? Excuse me, what is this? Fish.
これは何ですかって。これは親子丼です。丼の中に鶏肉と卵が入ってるので、それで親子。でも普通の親子丼っていうのは親と子が本当の親子じゃないことが多いんですよ。でもうちのは本当の親子です。鶏肉はうちで潰した鶏肉で、その鶏が産んだ卵だから本当の親子よ。究極の親子丼です。
嘘でしょ？
本当よ。
何？
クッキーだもん。
じゃあ でもクッキー潰したんでしょ。
そうよ。
お母さんが
これがクッキーなわけですよね。部分にもよりますよね。足はいいんですけど、やっぱり腹部とか。ご飯置いとくよ。何描いてるのって。
山の野菜のところにエンリケのお化けがいるの。野菜のところで遊ぶとお母さんがすごい怒るの。
What is Enrique? エンリケって何って。前に飼ってた猫です。お父さんがいなくなっちゃった時にちょうどエンリケが死んじゃったんで、庭に埋めたんですけど、
What are you studying?
ダン君何の勉強してるのって。保健体育です。お母さんがいつも保健って言ってるんで、保健体育頑張んないといけないのかなって思って言ってます。
So 保健Okay.
You guys liking this song? Furry looks good.
さ、みんなにちょっと聞きたいんだけど、この家から引っ越しした人。
かわいい。引っ越し
ね、そうだね、別にね。
だってほら結構さ、この家もうだいぶほら古くなってるじゃないね。 でまあほら僕も正式にみんなのお父さんになったわけじゃない。だからまあ心機一転引っ越ししたいなって、思ってんだけど、
まだいいんじゃない？
みんな学校も近いしね。またでっかい服買わないとお金かかるしね。ここのままでいいよ。
みんな寝た？
寝た。
そっか。
ちょっともうすぐだよ。
さ、やっぱりこの家何かあると思うんだよね。
何か？
いやほら、龍太君の怪我とかさ、それには去年レモンちゃんとで自転車で事故したじゃん。りんごちゃんのことだって、豪輝君も他の通り。
豪輝のことは？
だからさ、そういうのもいろいろ考えて引っ越しした方がいいと思ったんだよ。
だってさ、そんなお金ないでしょ？あなたの貯金はリンゴに使ったんだし。
そんなのは何とかするよ。それにさ、あのお金もう少ししたら入るんでしょ。
あのお金は手にしてたの？
いや、別に手にしてるとかそういうんじゃなくてさ、ただそんなとかライチとかこの家を化けてるって怖がってるしさ。
And there we go. He finally says something about it. Sumomo and Naichi are afraid of the ghosts in the house. So remember I said earlier, it seems like there's some kind of influence that could be making the same sort of accidents happen, where the kid fell off the balcony and you're kind of like, that's weird. Who falls off a balcony when they're talking on their phone? I mean, that would take quite a strange fall to be able to do that. Also, you're starting to see things happen again, like pets die. Remember pets dying in the first one? And Enrique, I think, wasn't that the cat's name? He died in the first one too. Another connection to the dad, because the cat died because it ate some of the dad's food that was poisoned. So there's a callback to that too. You're starting to see some of the same cycles happen again. And the father makes a really good point. Like, dude, should we keep staying in this house? A lot of bad stuff has happened here. And also, it really is like way too small of a house. Oh, and Goki means demon in Japanese. I never even thought of that. I guess you could change the kanji to make it mean that. I never even thought about that. Good point, Chip. See, that's what I'm talking about. You always have like the sort of translation point to always get to certain aspects I didn't even see myself. Someone going to die. Just know that's how they'll get the money for the new house. What am I eating? I am eating croissants with peanut butter and honey inside, and drinking milk. And if you notice, milk cures my hiccups. I don't know why, but milk always seems to cure my hiccups. Isaac, welcome to the stream. Put on Chinese subtitles. Isaac, I would, but if I put another layer of subtitles over this, it would actually block the English and the Japanese. So maybe, yeah, sorry, I'm not able to do that at the same time that you start to get too many layers and you can't read everything. Maybe, you know what, I can give you my advice of what I do when there's a Japanese show or movie on TV where they're talking about stuff that's way too complicated for me, and I'm at my house in Japan watching something with my wife and really enjoying it, I take my phone, I turn on Google Translation, I hold the camera, and then just lay back and start to watch it through my phone, and it translates it as the subtitles come up. That's one thing I do. All right. What are you saying? There's two new ones underneath those. Yeah. Oh, what? There was new kanji. Ah, dang it. See, I could only hear the movie. I couldn't see it at the time. Maybe we'll have to go back and check out what that was. Oh, Alexis, your story is so sad. Mom fed him his own animal. No. They were, yeah. There are tons more calligraphy pages. Oh, it went inside his room. Oh, yeah, the ones inside his room. Dang. Okay, we'll have to go back to that at some point. They are all bad things. All right. Am I missing anything else? Oh yeah, it's a curveball how Cookie ended up as supper. Yeah, it is a shock, isn't it? Okay, I got everything. All right. Goki, ogre or demon? Oh, you're asking. Okay, so actually, that's a good question, Dumbman. I always got confused by that too because you see someone see like it's an oni. Oni means ogre, and they're like, no, oni is demon. Actually, all the different things you usually hear about that are any kind of monster or even relative to a monster that exists in Western culture as well, such as an ogre, usually always fall under the label of yokai. And yokai are always pretty much the equivalent to a Japanese demon. But remember, not all demons are bad when it comes to Japanese mythology and stuff like that. There's actually a lot that are not just good, but good natured and give blessings to regular everyday people. Like they don't have any bad bone in their body. They're literally around to do good things. For example, Baku the Dream Eater is a yokai that looks pretty malicious, looks like a mix between a boar and an elephant and some sort of furry animal. And it's also called the Dream Eater, which sounds awful. Like that doesn't sound like a good thing. The guy's going to come and eat my dreams. No, actually, what you do is you pray to Baku, the Dream Eater, and he will devour your nightmares. So if you're having bad dreams, he'll only eat the bad dreams, so you have good dreams. But if you call on him too many times, he may even start to eat the good ones too, and you won't get good sleep at all. So don't rely on him too much for good sleep. Just rely on him when you're having like really bad nightmares or like some sort of night terror. All right. That's why the mom said don't say his name. Oh, did she say? I didn't actually hear that part. I didn't catch that. All right, good way to point things out, dude. All right. Any other questions though before we get back to it? Thank you guys for bearing with me. I know I was getting my son food at the same time and then pouring myself a glass of milk and drinking some until I finally stopped my hiccups. So that this time when I talked, I wasn't there like the whole time. All right. Good discussion so far, man. You guys are making the movie like a million times more interesting. I'm seeing stuff I never even saw before.
There had been another child between Tsukasa and her former husband. The third son, Takaharu, who died at the age of 9. Takaharu accidentally drowned in the river in 2001. 7 years ago, in 2002, the former father, Keiichiro Ura, suddenly disappeared. Sumio thought that the series of misfortunes to the family, such as the death of Ringo, Goki's withdrawal, Ri's domestic violence, and Ruta's accident, were all caused by this house. The family seems troubled about you moving. Is there a reason for this?
みんな、この家で生まれてこの家で育ったわけだから、多分そういった意味で愛着があるっていうんじゃないですかね。
Also, we heard you and your wife talking about money. What money is that?
前の旦那さん、圭一郎さんが失踪して今年で7年になるんですよ。で一応7年経ちますと死亡っていうふうに認められて保険金が下りることになってるんです。でそのお金で引っ越そうかなと思ったんですけども。
Unfortunate things happen to this family, one after the other. Why on earth is this happening to the family? We have found one reason. 7 years ago, Goki started staying indoors. 7 years ago, Ringo left her house. 7 years ago, Rie became a delinquent. All of these unfortunate things were connected. It was 7 years ago that Mr. Keiichiro left the house. So why did Mr. Keiichiro disappear? What was Keiichiro like?
父はすごく優しい人で、家族のことを一番に考えてくれる人だったので、私たちもみんな大好きでしたし。
So why did
So they're gonna talk about Keiichiro, who disappeared. He was the first father of the family. And the first thing that shocks me right away is Dingo's like, he was such a kind guy, always looking out for the family. This dude literally like beat her because she was like just slightly late waking up one day. What the hell? Like, I don't know exactly why this happens, like why they talk about him so highly. He was a jerk. Like, he pretended to smile and be like happy-go-lucky and stuff like that. Now, some people have theorized, I've seen this in the past, that he actually was a good dude, but that the curse on the family was what made him freak out and do this DV type stuff. But I mean, curse or not, like, I don't know how you could look back on it and not be traumatized. I mean, he like literally like beat Dingo until she had like a bruise on her face, and like even the cameraman who was filming at the time's like, are you sure it's okay to be this strict with kids? Like, it's, I don't know, it's kind of weird just to see their like listen to the continuous reaction and stuff like that. And also make sure if you're ever doing a documentary, you keep putting your hands like this. It's the only way to film a documentary, okay?
Keiichiro disappear?
どうして圭一郎さんはいなくなったんですか？
ちょっと突然のことだったので、ちょっとよく私たちもわからないんですけど、私たちもちょっとまだ信じられないので、気さくでよく遊んでくれるいい父だったのを覚えてて、でも時々すごい怒ることがあって、お姉ちゃんとかバンバン殴られてたりした時は僕怖かったんですけど。
Why do you think your father disappeared?
よく覚えてないんですけど、 お父さん体が悪くてもう仕事もやってなかったんでなんか悩んでたのかもしれないんですけど、でもそのことを心配してお母さんとお兄ちゃんとお姉ちゃんとかがよく集まって相談してたりしたんですけど、
He don't know why, but father was in poor health.
Why do you think your father disappeared?
なんか昔テレビの人が取材に来たことがあって、なんか心霊写真に呪われたとかそんなようなことを言ってましたね。昔うちの家族を紹介しますみたいな内容でテレビがうちに来たことがあるんですよ。でなんか霊能者の方がそのお父さんはそのゴーストフォトの世界にこう引き込まれた、連れて行かれたみたいな感じのことを言ってました。
すごく気味が悪くて見ているだけでこう鳥肌が立つような、その写真を見た時にどこかに島を
Okay, so this is where the curse of the family originates. It's never really explained very well, but there is a picture that they took one time going to a temple, or I forget if they call it a temple or a shrine, and it's like the most average picture you've ever seen. I think they'll show it again, but it's just a torii gate, which is like those red gates you always see around temples and shrines in Japan. And there's these two little white spots at the bottom of the gate, and they're like, these are like ghost faces at the gates. And I mean, just so you know, like torii gates are actually considered like a barrier or like a portal that stops like the evil from coming in. Some would consider it's like a banishing ward or like a gate that literally like stops the entrance of like demons or evil spirits or something like that. They're mostly just seen as like holding good stuff in and keeping bad stuff out. Um, the I don't know. This is like the only part I wish I understood more about. So in the first movie, the first father who disappears, and again, you don't need to see the first movie to understand this movie really too much, aside from this picture and what happened to the original father. He doesn't disappear. He gets poisoned by the mom, and the kids are in on it too. The guy's a jerk. He's an idiot, and he deserves to die pretty much with his abuse and everything like that. But at the beginning of the first movie, the father is not working. And I mean, maybe if one of you picked up on something I didn't, please let me know. But I don't think they ever explain why the father in the first movie is not working. And like, that's really odd. A father with that many kids in the family being out of work while the mother slaves away at a job to take care of a family of like, how many kids is this now? Like 5 or 6 different kids would be insane. Like everybody around that guy would be like, yo, dude, what are you doing? Like work ethic is hardcore in Japan, and a father, like, I mean, you never see anything about him that looks injured. There's nothing about him that looks like broken. Like even his mental health, he's like overly strict with his kids, but he's not like wacky cuckoo bananas. Like, like it's never explained. What do they mean he was sick so he couldn't go to work? Like there's no like terminal illness we don't know about. Like, you can't see cancer obviously sometimes, and um they never talk about anything like that. It's not like he has HIV or something. Like why can't he work? They never explained it in the first movie, but he's just not working. He's at home. He is overly aggressive with the way he like tries to rule the family. He fell off a ladder, right? That's what I thought too. But if I remember correctly, what, Maki, you remember translating those pages yesterday? You were looking at those drawings. You remember looking at those drawings yesterday with the little girl drew the drawings in the movie? And like yesterday I couldn't read some of the writing that little girl. So you remember there was one with a ladder? Do you remember that one? One of the pictures had the dad on a ladder. What did it say? Like he fell off the ladder? Yeah. Okay. All right. He was climbing the ladder and the mom pushed it. Like, so this is one of those papers my son translated yesterday. This was actually like he was just at the house. And so maybe she had made an attempt on his life before. I was thinking the same thing, moderate thinker. I was thinking, yeah, like, didn't he like fall or something at work? But that actually happened at home. And according to the little daughter who drew the picture, who I couldn't read it, so I had to have my son translate it. He said like it says while dad was climbing the ladder, mom pushed it so he fell off. But like again, what the only thing I can think here, this is just a quick theory, bear with me. She pushes it and he falls off and maybe he bumps his head. And this is why we don't see like external injury. Like it literally like broke his brain. Like, like major falls can actually like really change a person's personality or like, make them aggressive or like, damage their brain in some way that it changes their mentality. And also after this happens and he's home all the time, he starts pushing the kids down. Like he pushes one kid down the stairs. There's another kid who like falls over at the dinner table or something like that. And like he always says like, oh, they were being clumsy and tripped and fell down the stairs. But I mean, we can assume this is more of his domestic violence. He's like abusing the kids. But is this like sort of an aftermath? Like he was pushed off the ladder by the mom. That's why we don't see his damage. It's like an internal brain damage type of situation. But also, it's cursed their family where he is now attacking his own family in the same way that he was attacked by the mom. They never make this very clear. And I think the reason they do stuff like this is like the beauty of Asian horror stories, is they leave it up to us right now discussing it, trying to make theories and figure out, man, that's creepy. That's weird that he was acting like that. But is it this or is it this? Like we're weaving the story together as we watch it together. And I think that's what kind of makes a big difference between Asian Eastern horror scares and crappy, poorly put together, bludgeon you over the head with bad plots Hollywood horror movies. So let me jump into the hold on. Dang it, what's going on? What is going on? Okay, there we go. All right, let me see what I missed here. The family is shady AF. Yes, I agreed. Alpha Omega, very true. I wonder if they were all in on the murder. Okay, so we do see the mom and the eldest sister, who is Ringo. They are making the poisoned food together. So at least know those two people in the family are in on the first father's death. People do this a lot. They forget the person, real personality, and choose to see them the way they wish they were. That is true. That is a very insightful point, Alexis. Looking back on it, like I remember my own grandfather who died. Like they talked about him like he was a great guy, but he was my grandfather, not on my dad's side, but on my mom's side. He was kind of a jerk. He was kind of a not a fun guy all the time. But when they look back and talk about him, they're like, oh, what a great dad and stuff like that. But there was other times where they would tell me horrible stories about things he had done. The Hikikomori-san was probably pushed to finish him off. We did see drawings of that too. So one thing that's never fully explained is there's a point where the dad is pushed off a ladder according to the pictures that the youngest daughter draws. There's another one where it says after father was poisoned, Goki hit him with a bat until he died. So I'm wondering, like, did all this stuff happen? Like, did they push him off the ladder, poison him, and then hit him with a bat? Or, like, are these three separate occasions that eventually led to his death? He isn't working because mom pushed him off a ladder. Oh, okay. So, Azara Ruby, that's your theory on it, too. I mean, it might not even be a theory. That might be actually correct, and I'm just not paying enough attention. He couldn't work, but he could beat the family. Yeah, right? That's, again, another good point, Alexis. Like, what was physically wrong with him? He had enough strength to throw kids down the stairs. So the first dad might have killed Takaharu. Oh, that's right. There was also a picture. That's a good point. Man, Mato, good memory. There's another picture that the youngest daughter draws where it says, Dad murdered Takaharu by drowning him in the river. If he fell / was pushed off a ladder, he may have slipped herniated discs. Another good point. Okay, so Alexis, you also said that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Okay, be wary of Japanese women in the film. I don't think that's quite what they're trying to push. I think my personal theory is that the mom was kind of pushed into a bad situation as far as like protecting her children is concerned. Maybe the mom is a witch. Do they have a name for that in Japanese? Yeah, majo. That's how you say witch in Japanese, majo. So the dad might have cursed the photograph. So this is the other thing they never fully explain, like who took this photograph. But after they took this photograph, the family was cursed. They try to get rid of this photograph. They burn it, they throw it away, they tear it up. It keeps coming back to the family. So I'm guessing in just a little bit, if I remember correctly, they still have the photograph. And this is when everything started to go wrong for the family, ever since they took this. But why? Why? They're great when they're gone, I guess. Yeah, I hear you. He was seen in early footages of him swinging a bat and shouting, creepy, it's just meat, it's just meat. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we got all our theories in place. Let's continue. This is exciting. I'm having a lot of fun watching this with you guys. You guys are making me see it in a whole new light.
ということでしまったんですけど、翌朝郵便受けの中にその写真が入っていたりとか、それですごくもうゾッとしてしまったので、その後にまたもう捨ててしまおうと思ってゴミ箱の中に入れたりして捨てたんですが、玄関の前のところにポツンと落ちていたりとか、それですごく気味が悪かったので一度お祓いをしてもらおうと思ってまして、でお祓いをしていただいたんですけど、それでもやっぱすごく怖い写真でしたね。
I discovered the terrible fact, which was the root cause of all the unfortunate things that struck the family one by one. The ghost photo is the reason why all these terrible things are happening to this family. It's a terrible Japanese horror story. Curses exist in Japan.
心霊写真ですか。まあ僕は霊とかそういうのは信じる方じゃないんですけど、まあね、こう、いろんなことが続いてますからね。
So, are you still thinking of moving house?
まあ、そんな話を聞きますとね。この家はやばいんじゃないかなって、思います。子供たちを説得して、引っ越ししたいと思います。はい。
He said, I think this house is trouble, so. ご飯だよ。はい。足りないとこないかな。いいかな。パクチー味。そうありがとう。これがないとね。そうだよね。すいません。足りない？もうちょっと入れた方がいいんじゃない？入れた方がたくさん入れた。私も緑のしましま。
これかな？
はい。お父さんの特別に。
これだね、これ。
はい、じゃあいただきます。
いただきます。
うまいねこれ。
美味しい？久しぶりに作ったからすごいねえねえ。それね、前のお父さんもよく食べてたよ。それとね、エニケも。
黙って食べなさい。
はーい。
これおかわりある？
あるよ。食べる？
おいしい。
よかった。ちょっと待って。
開けるよ。大きいご飯。
Okay, hold on. Okay. Let's see what this kanji says, guys. This is Goki's room. Now look what's going on right here. The mom is up now. Is that the mom? I think. Hold on. Let's rewind it just a little bit. No, it's not the mom. It's Ringo. All right, hold on. All right, we got to analyze this because this. Oh, and by the way, the dad's eating the last meal that the other dad ate when he was poisoned. But I'm pretty sure they did not poison this. Okay. Here we go. The mom freaks you out. Yeah, there's something about the mom that definitely freaks me out too. I understand what you mean. All right, we got to follow this close. We're going to try and read every kanji we can. All right. Where's my phone? There is only a fierce tiger. Really? Is that what it says? Hold on, let me try that again. Fierce tiger. What does the bottom one say? I can't, it's kind of like too blurred for me to be able to read it. I can only laugh. Turn down a little bit. Okay. So the top one says fierce tiger. The bottom one says I can only laugh. I can read this one like as soon as you're opening the door here. It says ha ha ha. All right. What is Ringo whispering to this guy? I wanted to see more of the kanji. All right, hold on. We're going to kind of like pause this and stuff. Who made the deep fried chicken? Okay.
More than 1 month passed after the interview started. Sumio and the children seem to talk much more. The children have become more cheerful, which has never been seen before.
だって野菜が好きって言ってんのに出てくるのはなぜかキャベツばっかりだもん。
野菜じゃんね。野菜。
まあ野菜だけどさ、野菜も。
でも全部庭にあるものでね、するから野菜だよね。よかった。
今度ほらキュウリとかさ栽培してよ。キュウリとか。キュウリね。キュウリとか全然。
うるせえ。いい気になってんじゃねえよ。ゲラゲラ笑ってんじゃねえよ。キモいんだよてめえよ。やめなさい。
止めるな。
やめなさい。リエ。
気のせいまで殴れよ。
気のせいまでやってやれ。
All right, I think this is where you see things change. This is interesting.
今お姉さんに何やったんだよ。お前とりあえずもいいでしょ。そんなに殴りたくないな。お父さん殴れよ。ほらほらもっと殴れよほら。だけどな、お姉さんに手を出そうだけは絶対許さないからな。
Even when you think this guy's finally like gonna do something bad, he's really justified in his behavior. Like his morals are of such a standard that he's even saying like, I don't care if you hit me as much as you want, but don't hit your sister. Like, so this is where he finally loses it. And it's kind of really interesting. This is a good arc to the story.
ほら殴れよ。殴りたいんだろ。殴れよ。気が済むんだろ。ほら。でもな、俺はお前を愛してんだよ。リエを愛してんだよ。お前は俺の子供だから。
And he's using like, this is like extremely expressive version of love. Like even family members tend to just say like daisuki, like, you know, they usually just say that for like I love you and stuff. It really just means like a great like. Dai means big, ski means I like, and usually people use this because aishiteru, as he's saying right now, is like almost considered like overly dramatic, like almost sappy. Like even boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife tend to just say daisuki. So he's using aishiteru, which is like a powerful word to be using in the middle of this fight. So he's like really, really getting emotional right now. And I mean, the acting in this is like really good. These are all just like, you know, actors. I don't think you ever see them ever again in any other movie in Japan. And like the kids, I mean, is there any point in this movie where you see the kids acting where you're like, that's not how a kid acts? Like you've seen bad child acting all over every country, right? These kids are always acting like they really are kids. And then even the acting and like the performance given by the mom and the dad, it's like powerful.
何をやってもな、どんなことやってもな、俺はリエのこと愛してんだよ。本当にみんなを愛してんだよ。俺はな、この大家族のお父さんなんだから。
She can't handle it. She's finally been called out. And what's the first thing she decides to do? And he's totally in the right. Like, I feel like this guy's 100% justified. I'm not a fan of, like, hitting kids or anything like that. But this kid has really pushed it to a point of, like, he had to do something. He had to put his foot down. She's going to run away like a spoiled brat. And what does he do? Even at this point, he's been pushed to the edge, hit, beaten, like absolutely abused by this daughter. And his first thing is, I'm going to go look for her. And like he sincerely goes out of his way to make sure she's still okay.
Sumio was looking for Ri desperately, but he was unable to find her. More than 3 hours passed after Ri had run out. Sumio continued looking for Ri in spite of it getting late. 12 a.m.
姉ちゃんごめんね。痛かった。帰ろうね。
And after all that, he apologizes to her and has like a nice calm talk with her. He's like sincerely a really good-hearted, genuinely good dad. It's crazy. Like I have never watched a movie where I keep expecting a guy to turn to like go off the deep end to like, you know, maybe even justifiably in this case, like lose his damn mind and like, you know, go murderous or something because we're watching a horror movie, right? But no, this guy's character sticks with it the whole time. And it's just a really interesting storyline throughout all the other things going on during this movie. And yeah, Marocap, good point, exactly.
何言ってよ。
It is sad, you're right. I agree completely. See? He stayed so true to his moral compass that even she has to see the right.
今までやり返してこなかったの。
みえちゃんと喧嘩はしたくなかったから。
バカじゃないの。本当さ。なんでそんないい人な
See?
の？
Even she can't deny it.
なんで、うちみたいなさ、わけわかんない家の親父になろうって思ったの？本当にあんたばっかじゃないの？
みんなのこと好きだから。
さっき殴られた時さ、なんかすごい嬉しかった。
So this is the thing, like she has a nostalgia for her old family life, and that comes with the good and the bad. She's remembering some of the pain from that, and she wanted to see if she could push this guy to I guess bring back those kind of memories and feelings, the point of being strict, of like having to face consequences and stuff like that. And until he finally did that, she didn't feel comfortable for him to be a father figure. And then finally now, and I mean, she pushed him to a snapping point. This isn't his fault at all. She realizes he is there to fully be a father, and she accepts him. And then there's still more. Yeah, exactly, Chiptooth. You've totally got it right on this one, man. It's like he's kind of broken the curse to a certain extent. And what is the curse exactly? It's a combination of that picture, of their past, of the torment from the father. It's a little bit of everything. The curse is bordering on the paranormal, but also on the emotional and like the very real, tangible things we see in everyday life. The curse of life. Yeah, pretty much. Who's filming this? It's just, that's the only awkward part of this whole thing. I hear you, Jonah. I hear you.
Can you call Sumio father?
Oh. Okay. Rose. What does the one say? Rose? Hold on. It's too tiny again. I can't see. There is only loss. So the one says fierce tiger. The one on your right says fierce tiger. The one on the other side says there is only loss. Okay, we're getting near the end here.
A few days later, Sumio rented a car to take the children to a camp. It is to cultivate mutual friendship with the children through an overnight camping trip. Goki, who had withdrawn from society, was seen
Even
in
Goki.
the bus.
With his baseball bat. Yeah, right? See, like, it's like an emotional movie, man. All right, badminton, playing by the river. All right, cool, cool, cool.
最後なったいいまだまだ起きてはいちょっとみんなで手伝わせてもらってないなお前らも遊んだら手伝えよこれね結構曲げてもうちょっとまずちょっと中にもっと戻してバックよしちょっと待ってよし曲げるよせーの
What do you think of your new father?
新しいお父さんについてどう思いますかって。
そうですね。初めの時はちょっと戸惑ったりもして、私もどう接していいのかわからなかったりとかもしたんですけど、結構日が経っていくうちに少しずつ仲良くなれて。
今僕が元気に教えられるのもやっぱり僕が怪我した時に
Don't look at the downside. This is that happy ending everybody
連れ
wants.
てってくれたからなんでもう本当にすごい感謝してますしもう僕の命がここにあるのは今のお父さんのおかげだと思うのでもうすごいありがたく思ってます
服装とかダサいし不器用だけどそれ以外大好きです
Great compliments.
なんかね最初の頃はあれそんないい人かなって信用してなかったんだけど
Why is your mind going
お兄ちゃ
there?
んの入院の件もそうだけどすごい一生懸命になってくれたからあれ信じられるのかなって思って
Which do you prefer? The present father or the former father?
Yeah, which one?
今のお父さんの方が
すごいね。びっくりした。Whoops, sorry.
お父さんがいなかったら私も多分今ここにはいないと思うので
That is true. Good point, Ningo.
多分他の子たちもみんな同じ気持ちだと思うんですけど
Okay.
お父さんのことは大好きです
That's heartwarming. Too happy to be real. Come on, Maro Cat. ねえパパ。Yeah, catch more. Yeah, 頑張ってください。Alexis, you're right. This is a good team building atmosphere. Everyone helps. I agree. Did he cook those fish enough? Jesus. Nothing bad happens good, but horror?
だけどさ、今日さ、ゴーキもさ、参加してくれてさ。
Yeah, Goki, that's right. Goki, what do you have to say?
いつもこんな元気で。ね。やっぱり家族はやっぱりみんなが人が一番だななんて。
Yeah, I agree.
大輝はどうも。大輝はどうも。テントに撤収だ。
どうしよう、火どうすんのこれ。雨に消すからっていうタイプこれ。後で消すか。
子供たち
今日はすごく嬉しそうだったし、なんかお父さんとねこんなに遊んでる姿も初めて見られたし、感動してます。すごい感動してます。新しいお父さんと子供たちが仲良くなってくれて、すみおさんが新しいお父さんになってくれて、私はとっても良かったと思います。
You look very happy today. You obviously had an excellent time. You look very happy.
はい、すごいいい日でした。子供たちもすごい楽しんでくれて、はい。
The fact that the children called you father today must have made it even better.
Yes, the two youngest kids are like the actual blood relation to the dad and the mom.
諦めないで頑張ってきてよかったなって、いろいろ悩んでいたけど、やっぱり一生懸命家族のために頑張れば心を開いてくれるんだなって思いました。
Yeah, you're exactly right, bud.
僕はこれからも子供たちを
perfect
ずっと愛
dad.
し続けます。
He really is a good guy. Like, don't worry, there's no twist or anything that he's a bad guy. He's a good dude.
We finished the shots. It is time to leave the campground and say goodbye to this family.
Perfect.
Sumio finally became the real father of the family.
Sumio, Sumio, Sumio. Is it over? We ought to have finished interview a family. Why does the English get so bad near the end? But unexpected things happened after the reporter finished the full film. A few days later, we visited Ura family again.
There was a familiar scene in
They've all been killed with toy
where the children
katanas.
played together. But someone was missing.
Uh-oh.
The one who always stayed in the house. Hello.
Back to the hospital. Dubman, please. I'm sure nothing's wrong with Goki. This is brutal.
The mother of the large family, Tsukasa, was an intensive care unit in the hospital.
This is like horrifying.
10日くらい意識が戻らない状
10
態。
days unconscious.
担当の先生が言うには命が助かっただけでもよかった奇跡のようだって言ってますね。
Whilst camping, Tsukasa slid down a cliff to the bottom of a valley.
Wait, don't tell me she fell and hit her head.
She was found unconscious.
She fell and hit her head? That's crazy. That never happens in this
警
family.
察の人の話なんですけど、なんか夜に一人でトイレに行こうとしたみたいで、その時になんか足を滑らしたっていう風に聞いてるんですけど。
Tsukasa hovered between life and death. Her life was saved, but she was in a vegetative state.
Like,
It will be difficult for her to recover.
can I just say, like, this is horrifyingly realistic. I don't know how she's doing this. I mean, it's still acting, right? And I know she's like not moving and not blinking, but just the way she stays so still and like I mean, this is horrifyingly real.
Cover.
It's brutal. Yeah, I've been in a situation like this before too with my grandmother. It is not, there's nothing you can say but utterly overwrought with sadness, these kind of situations.
Good morning, everyone.
Really good acting.
So
Yeah.
what are you making?
Really good acting for a low budget film. Not only is it good acting, it's good writing. Like, you are constantly engaged and wanting to know what's happening with this family next. And this is a budget of like 0. I mean, probably the most expensive thing was just like camera and crew. And I mean, there's no special effects. There's no CGI. There's no MCU universe. This is just being engaged with this family and the story that revolves around them. This is what makes Asian storytelling, movie, cinema, like, this is why recently things like Korean films and films from outside of America, international films, are becoming way more popular than the Hollywood glop that we keep getting reused again and again and again. Reboot, part 2, extend it, the whole, universe of this lore and theme. No, you can just tell self-contained stories about people with no special effects, no CGI, no motion capture, just a family, telling a story about a family. And it's good. It's really good.
This morning.
She must be really experienced playing corpses. It's scary how realistic it looks.
Okay, looks very nice. And what are you adding
Uh-oh.
now? What is this white powder you are putting
Yeah,
in?
what is this white powder, Ringo? Should have said Shio.
粉末状にしたもので隠し味にすごい美味しいんですよ。
Oh, what did she say?
This is seaweed cut into pieces to enrich the taste.
Ah, okay.
美味しいですよ。
Very nice.
はい。
Oh, can I try?
Yeah.
Just a little bit? It's like salt. Are you still planning to move to another home?
まあ司がああいう状態なんで、まあ引っ越しの方はちょっとしばらく当分見送りたいと思っています。お母さんが戻ってくるまではしばらくはこの家で。
Yeah, maybe Alpha Omega, but we'll see how far that goes.
はい。じゃあすいません。
Thank you.
Meal is ready. So, yes.
Do I think this is karma for the mom? That's a good point, Alexis. I feel like it is a situation of things coming full circle. This is the Ouroboros family, if you will.
Excuse me, I'm very sorry to hear about your mother. Very sorry.
まあちょっとああいうことになっちゃったのは残念なんですけど、でもお父さんもいるし、私たちもやっぱりこんなにいっぱい兄弟がいるんで、みんなで力を合わせて一致団結でお母さんが帰ってくるまで頑張りたいなと思って。
Yeah, I wish you all the best. You're doing an excellent job. Take care. You are looking after your family very well. You're doing a great job. A parent-child relationship by marriage can become one by overcoming difficulties. So through our interview, we learned that there are possibilities that people...
Do accidents like that really happen there? Yeah, I mean there's like mountain accidents. there are definitely a lot of mountain accidents with like people going on trips to the mountain or like landslide or like. Do you guys remember when there was one mountain people were having a trip on and suddenly it turned into a volcano? I mean, it wasn't like a literally volcano, but like it had like an eruption, like some small eruption, and like rocks literally flew into the sky and crushed people. That was like in 2011, 2013. I can't remember exactly. I'll have to look that up.
All over the world could become as one. A magnificent
Come on, everybody.
family, Ura family. You are psycho. Thank you for the Ura family. Thank you for the large family in Japan.
Such a weird ending to like her.
Psycho, the large family.
Her narration is so weird. All right, hold on. I would like to thank the Ura family very much for their cooperation. I hope that Tsukasa will recover soon from the accident he had while filming. You couldn't even remember she had? That's a pretty bad writing mistake near the end. There's more. Stay around. Don't leave yet. Oh, you've been in Osaka for 9 years? Dude, I didn't know that, Chiptooth. Awesome. All right, pay attention to some of these pictures. Thank you so much for this great clip. Stay just a bit. There's one little more thing at this, okay? Didn't resolve the curse, did it? No, I don't think so. Everybody's getting a cameo. This is great. What? I thought there was... I could have sworn there was one little extra thing at the end.
So apparently...
Wait. No. Dang. I don't know if they showed it earlier or we missed it, but there's a point where Goki is caught on camera swinging his bat in the middle of the night. And he's like walking after somebody swinging the bat. Hold on. They must have taken that off of there. Hold on. Give me a second. That's what I was waiting to show up because it's kind of the twist at the end. I think they cut it. Oh, there is a series. All right, we'll have to look into that later, but hold on. Psycho the Large Family. I could have sworn there's like one more part. Hold on. No. I could have sworn I remember a part where at the end it films Goki and he's like, it's from the POV of a camera. Like somehow he's gotten a hold of one of the cameras and he's following the mom. And then you see her being like, no, stop. And then he swings his bat and you just see her go downhill. Oh, well. Anyway. Oh, you got to take that scene out or no monetization. You might be right. Now I got to find that scene. That's kind of disappointing. I wanted you guys to be shocked by that at the end, especially Dubman. You said like Goki with the bat. You like nailed it pretty much. All right. So pretty much it's implied. They don't actually show it happening with Goki like swinging it. Like it's from a POV of somebody with the bat. And I mean, the only person we could assume would be Goki. And they're chasing the mom down. They swing the bat and she like to escape kind of like the swing. She stumbles backwards over the side of a cliff and you just see her like roll down the cliff. And like that's after that she's in the coma. Ed Wood, yeah, I've seen some of the old Ed Wood films. Definitely some of the best camp out there. Man, that was good, right, guys? Holy cow, dude, that was fun. We watched the whole thing together. Holy cow. That's the longest movie I've ever watched with a stream before in my life, dude. This is like a really epic amount. So there is a series, huh? All right, you know what? I'm going to start to research that. For now, the video that I'm going to be doing for the future is about an analysis, not an analyzed, an analysis of what's gone on with this family. We can talk about some of the theories even you guys talked about, where I noticed some of you at the end were like, so are they cursed still? Is this end the curse? Like what? Great question. Very good question. Personally, the way I see it is it's like kind of a full circle as far as karma is concerned. That's why you notice like by the end, like the dad is, things are going good for him. They trust him now. He's taking care of them now. They call him dad now. It's everything he wanted because he stayed true to who he was from the beginning. He never varied from that point, even when things got really, really tough for him. I mean, the man emptied out his bank account, spent his free time trying to get the girl out of sex trafficking, and just like everything he did for this family was good. And it ends up good for him in the end. But man, number one dad. Dad number one is definitely in that garden though. Yeah, definitely. He's right next to the cat. There's no question. Anyway, yeah, exactly, Alexis. Awesome. This was super fun. You know what would really be awesome for you guys to do at the end? Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you to the donations for tonight. Like that's a massive thanks. If I could ask one thing from all of you at the end, okay? I'm not asking for like subscribes or likes or money or donations or anything like this. If you could come back to this video anytime during this week, those of you who sat here and watched either this movie or maybe even both movies or maybe only like the first movie or whatever, if you saw any of this, leave a comment sometime during the week. Anytime's fine. This video is probably not going to be out for another 2 or 3 weeks. What is your theory about the curse? Number one, the curse, okay? Number two, what you think happened to the dad. I think we pretty well know, but maybe you have a different idea. And number three, what happened to the mom? And why do you think the mom finally, if you do assume, like I do, that Goki put her in a coma, why do you think he was driven to do that? Why is he a hikikomori now, and why is he the final ender for this entire sort of story plot line? And then after that, I'm going to do an analysis video on that. We're going to wrap it all up with that. And if the series is really decent, I'm going to look into the series about Psycho the Large Family and see if that is worth having its own set of episodes around, because I did not know this actually broke off into an entire series. Interesting that brain damage is the main theme. All right, see? That's something already I want to see in the comments later, Thrustavius, but yes, you are on to something there. mental trauma, physical trauma, and paranormal trauma. It's like they all converge onto this family. One other thing, I don't know if anybody noticed this. Check out the names of the kids sometime. Almost all their names are a fruit. There's lychee, there's mikan, there's dingo. I forget some of the other ones, but almost all the kids' names are fruit. And there's multiple times through the shooting of the show that they just show a basket of fruit in the background and there's like knives sticking in it. Did you guys ever see that? Did you notice that? Some kind of imagery, some kind of foreshadowing going on there. What exactly is it? And yeah, the head trauma thing. What's going on with the fact that all the injuries we see are like a fall and head trauma? Why? And also the only ghost aspects we see in that cursed photo is two heads. It's all about something to do with like cranial, brain-based, cephalic carnage. I like to use that word, cephalic carnage. It means like damage to your head. Fruit. Yeah. All right, guys, this was quite an experience. This is something I've never done before. Watch like 2 series of movies together. I mean, we were together for like over 193 minutes of watching movies and stuff together. It was fun. You should make a cheap movie. I'd like to say I'd help, but I doubt I could and doubt you'd want me to anyway. I could actually do some of the music. Modern thing, you know, I've done some horror movies. I made some for my channel. People always say this too, like you should make a horror movie. I kind of worked on some. I put them on my channel. They're not very good. I don't suggest watching them. I made one called Smudge Mouth, another one called Song of Dreams, another one called Cursed Urban, and another one called the Abaddonic Bible. They're pretty bad. They're back when I was still very much so still getting used to a lot of the techniques, effects, and talking on camera like I do today. No, Jonah, another one, $5. Dude, thank you. Thank you, dude. Oh, this is a super, too. I've never gotten a super. Dude, thank you, man. Jonah, you rock, man. Yeah, I did make a movie a while back. It was, what did you want to say real quick, Thestavius? What's up? Dude, Jonah, thank you, man. That's really kind of you, man. Oh, 3D Cal, you're here just at the end. Oh no, but thank you for coming no matter what. Smudge Mouth was scary. Did you think Smudge Mouth was pretty scary? I'm proud of the mask. I made the mask myself. I was always kind of proud of that. That's the only part of it I really feel like I did okay with. What is a super? That is a good question. What is a super? Let's read YouTube's official definition of a super. This is the first super, though, I've ever gotten. Supers. Okay. It doesn't say even when I click on super. Okay, hold on. What is a super on YouTube? Super chat and super stickles are ways to monetize your channel through the YouTube Partner Program. These let your viewers purchase live chat messages that stand out and pin them to the top of the live chat feed. Oh, wait, let me see. Okay. Well, how's that any different from the other donation? I don't get it. Jonah, no matter what, thank you, dude. You rock, man. John Man Bob. Looking forward to the next stream. Start of Osoroshii Nights. Yeah, dude. Was thinking for Osoroshii Nights, maybe name the channel like Osoroshii Nights Asian Horror or something. Alpha Omega, dude, thank you, man. You guys are being awful generous tonight, man. This is like the first time I've ever been on stream, had donations, had supers, like gotten anything from streaming and stuff, dude. Thank you guys, man. You guys are blowing me away tonight. I don't even know what to say, dude. Thank you guys. How much was it in total tonight? We had something like $28 or $30 or something. Holy cow, man. You guys are too nice. You guys are the awesomest. I'll definitely be shouting you guys out. Like when we talk about this video, when I make it, I'll make an extra shout out just for those of you who are donating during the stream. I got to do something extra for you guys. Great ideas. Yeah, I agree, Chiptooth. Osoroshii Nightclub. Long-time viewer, so it's the least I can do. Well, thank you, Jonah. It really does mean a lot. I don't take things like that lightly. Good to see your channel blowing up again. Don't know what happened, but the past couple of months you are on fire. Yeah, I don't know. Like the channel took a total turnaround. Guys, I was losing subscribers for like months and months and months. Even when I started to make videos again, I was still losing subscribers. I've been losing them for like the past 2 years pretty much. That's why I've gone from 100K all the way down to only 88,000. It was kind of demotivating. I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh yeah, but I pushed through it. No, there's times where I was just like, what was the point anymore? I've gone down by almost 20K in subs, but it has in the last after 2024, it turned around and it started to go up again. I'm not making like massive leaps in fans and viewers and subs and stuff, but it's on the positive upswing right now, which is crazy. Like I thought for sure most channels at my point, like where they've been around for as long as mine, usually only decline. Like there's rarely channels that have been around this long that ever start to climb back up again. And my channel somehow is doing that thanks to you guys, your support, and you guys keeping me motivated. You literally, like, guys are the lifeblood of the channel. Like I would not be doing this if I didn't have this like group of friends with you guys that we could just chat and BS around just a shared topic that we love. Osoroshii Nightclub, ONC deathcore name. Yeah, ONC forever. Pretend I gave you money. Can't though. Dude, Modern Thinker, you being here is enough, dude. Think about how many streams you've already been on and you've like helped with me solving games and stuff like that. Payment enough is just having viewers like you guys around, dude. I'll never ever take that for granted. It's super important. I know I have it good when it comes to a channel full of loyal viewers who have been around from the start. Like, I mean, almost everybody who came in tonight's like, oh, I've been watching you since this time or this many years or 9 years ago I started watching. Like, that's everybody who joins. Like, how many channels can say that? How many channels can say I've been around for a decade and a half and I still have some of the same people coming around to check up and talk about how long they've been with the channel? There's not a lot of channels out there like that. And to me, that's more important than any of the money or anything YouTube earns. It's like having the consistency of the group that watches this stuff, that has the shared interest. At the end of the day, human connection is better than anything else as far as if you want to compare it against monetary capital or materialistic stuff. I bet if you made some video about ALTs or some clickbait, it would get 100K views. I mean, I will say recently I do make my titles a little more clickbaity, but I think I'll just always stick to what I know best, and that is just telling the things I remember from my life in Japan, from living between these two countries now. One thing I think I will start to go into on the Unrested channel is I think things I learned like philosophically about life in Japan that kind of taught me to look at life in a different way. There's a lot of things about my perspective that changed from living there that long. And I want to reiterate that kind of stuff more, but it's right now it's kind of hard to think about how to box that up and deliver it as a message people would want to hear on YouTube. You're still underground too, which I like keeping it real. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I do like that about my channel too. Like I never wanted to be like a Mr. Beast channel or anything like that. There was a time, I'd say probably like halfway through this channel when I was deep into it, about 7 years, like where I was like panicking that the subs weren't going up like they used to in the past and that I wanted to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I did eventually come to terms with the fact that like, no, you don't need to be some sort of 1 million subscriber channel to enjoy doing this. What you should do is be happy for what you got with this, for all the skills and everything YouTube has taught you, and even better, all the friends you made along the way. I mean, I've met so many people through YouTube. I've hung out with so many people, been to so many like Osaka Matsuri, Tokyo Matsuri, YouTube events. I've met video creators who have come and gone. I've met people way bigger than myself. I've hung out with Chris Abroad before, talked to him about his future plans before his channel even blew up. I would have never had a chance if I had never done any of this stuff, if I had never just stuck with this channel and kept going. There were times, I mean, I took like a 2-year break that one time where I was like in a dark part of my life trying to open my own school and dealing with the stress of that while also raising 2 tiny babies at the time. And like that's when I thought like I'm giving up. I'm done with YouTube. It's time for me to like step away from this and never come back. But it's messages from you guys that kept me finally coming back, that you're like, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Like, most channels, when they start to do stuff like that, their viewers get angry. They yell at them. They leave them nasty messages. They say like, I can't believe you just gave up on this channel. You suck. And so, but you guys never did that. No one ever did that. All I got was encouragement. All I ever got was like positive messages or messages worried about how I was doing. And that always kept me informed that if I ever did come back, it would be to a welcoming group of viewers / friends. And surprise, surprise, here I am this many years later, 15 years deep into YouTube, and happy as hell that I stuck with it. You have done your human revolution. Yes. You still friendly with Give Me a Break Man? Yeah, I talked to him. We exchange messages now and again. I was on the phone with him. I did 2.50 Yajis when I was in Japan. Did I not even mention that on my channel? I did 2.50 Yajis like only a couple months back. I remember those days when you had to step away. There's a couple times in my life where life was just like, yeah, it was bad. Like I was in a dark place for a while when I opened my school, like just struggling to keep it out of the red. Oh God. And then we went through COVID on top of it through that. And it's just, oh God. All right. YouTube does start to rip your subs away if you don't do anything with your channel. There's also like, if people just have an inactive profile, YouTube will just delete it after a certain amount of time. I think it's like 2 to 5 years. They'll just delete it if you haven't like looked at any videos in that time. So that also ripped a big chunk of my subs away, just YouTube closing accounts. Will I ever get back to 100K again? I don't know. I don't care. It's not about subs anymore. It's about just enjoying the dialogue between us and the hobby itself. Anyway, guys, it's 10 o'clock. I got work early tomorrow, so I better hit the hay. But as always, a rewarding experience to watch some of my favorite stuff with you guys and just have a good time, have a good conversation. Yeah, you suddenly just vanished one day. I had to what? What does it say? It cut out like half. I had to find out the reason why via Reddit. Oh, what did they say on Reddit about me? I don't know. Sometimes stuff I read about myself on Reddit, I'm like, oh man, that's mean. I've been watching you since first Osoroshii vids. Helped a lot during my darkest times. Hey, that's what I hope I've been there for too, man. I know exactly what you mean. There's some YouTubers I have watched to just dig my mind out of the pits of despair. And if that's what I've done for you at some point, then that makes me really happy. That means my videos are doing a job that I always hope they do. Sensei Ackerman. I used to be called Skultel Sensei. That's what kids used to call me. Hey, bro, doing what you're doing, man. Loving the new content. Yeah, I'm just having a good time with it. I look forward to YouTube every weekend again. All right, guys. You guys have a good week too. I hope work treats you right or whatever you do during the week. And we will probably meet back here. Oh, this is just kind of a heads up. If you don't see me this Friday, I may have to be stuck at my school till really late at night. I may be there till 8 p.m. because we have a Hispanic heritage. That's what we're celebrating at my school this Friday. So I may be stuck there. And then when I get home, I'm not sure I will have the energy to pull like a couple hours stream. So that the stream may or may not be happening this Friday. I owe you guys a members vid, and I may have to put out 2 of those next weekend. But aside from that, guys,